Welcome to Only Human. Today's guest is Jake Toth. This is the second episode with Jake, so if you missed the first, the link is in the description. Jake and I spend this episode pontificating over the important things in life, like Yu-Gi-Oh! And video games. This is not a typical episode, so if you are looking for the traditional aspects of the deeper, more reflective revelations, spiritual experiences, all that, I would definitely spend your time to watch the first episode, get to know Jake, and then come back, and we have a lot of fun in this episode. Enjoy the podcast. Hi, Jake Toth. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Hell
Thanks
yeah.
for having me.
For sure, dude.
Yeah.
So behind the scenes, last time of our last podcast, we were supposed to talk about Greenlights, and that didn't happen.
Good book.
It is
We
a
did
great
talk
book.
about it. Yeah. Matthew McConaughey. Greenlights. Check it out.
So I listened to that man's iconic voice for like a 16-hour car ride across continental U.S.
Of course.
And
Best way to do it.
of course. And I think the biggest takeaway from that book was that, I guess it wasn't a takeaway. The biggest thing that I appreciated from that book is having that man tell like his unadulterated life story in a very like uncensored, unfiltered way. Because right now, since it's been so far from when I read it, I don't really remember specifics, but the quirks that he like talked about, like the quirky things, especially like when he talked about how he like met his wife and like he brought her back home and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was just like how he was being flirty and stuff, and he was like describing that in detail. It's just stuff that people want to talk about, and it was just like it was cool to hear vulnerability in that sense. Like for the first time in probably years, I was listening to an NBA game the other day, and I was hearing the NBA casters like say like the cringiest things, and I'm like, I cringed, and I was like, actually, I like this a lot. And I was like, I like cringing when people say weird stuff because it's not like,
yeah, as long as you're not the one doing it, it's like
yeah, that's it.
cool. And then you say cringy stuff, and it's like,
yeah, dude.
yeah. But also, I feel like there's an aspect that like you're hearing somebody do it's totally different than like being in the moment. Like if you're there, if you're sitting next to those guys and they're saying that stuff, it's like, oh man,
That's true.
I don't know, like some secondhand embarrassment from some of this stuff. But
Yeah.
hearing it, you're like disconnected. You're behind a screen. It's like a little different.
How did you feel when you heard it from McConaughey?
It was great. Everybody, I mean, dude, everyone loves McConaughey. Everyone loves his voice. It's phenomenal. So, like, I read the book. Like, I listened to the audiobook first and really enjoyed it. And then I went back and read the book. 'Cause of course, it has all like the bumper stickers and stuff. I don't know if you read it, but I mean, I know you listened to it. But
I own the physical copy though. I haven't read it yet.
yeah, of course. You have to. Is it first edition or?
I mean, off the top, it came in like the special little sleeve. I don't know if the special sleeve is only first edition.
Yeah. I bought my copy like the day it came out, and it was not a first edition. So I bought another copy that was a first edition.
How'd you get shafted like that?
I have no clue. No clue.
Wow.
It just like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up. I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, no, definitely listening to it if anybody out there wants to check it out. Listening to it's the way to go. I mean, it's real short. It's like 6.5 hours, 7 hours, something like that. But yeah, like hearing it from him is a different story. Cause like you could read it, sure, it's good, but like it's hard to explain. Cause like I don't know if you ever listen to any other audiobooks. They kind of suck. They're kind of awful. Unless the author does read the book, then it's like, okay, cool. But like, if you listen to the Harry Potter audiobook, I mean, props to the dude, but after seeing the movies and stuff, like I have an idea of like what they should sound like. Like Hermione is a young girl. This 6-year-old man putting on a little girl voice to read Hermione's parts is like,
it's a singular dude who tries to.
It's one guy.
Oh,
yeah, so it's like really kind of takes you out of it. So
okay.
Yeah, but with McConaughey, since it's his story, it's a biography or an autobiography, a memoir, if one will. But yeah, it's a little different experience.
Yeah, because he has like a very iconic or like characteristic way of speaking, and so like that comes through in in a very like consumable way. But yeah, like I listened to Grit by Angela Duckworth, and she narrated it, and so it's like that was cool because like she's talking about her own research, so like she's more passionate with it and stuff.
It's like it's their words, they speak it. It's
exactly
different. Yeah.
And then
but I don't think like my big thing is like with fiction, it's different unless you have like an ensemble cast. Because like if J.K. Rowling were to read Harry Potter, that's the same thing. I'd be like, this is weird.
Yeah, because there's that level of immersion that you're missing out on.
Yeah, I need Daniel Radcliffe. I need Rupert Grant. I need the other people that are in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was I gonna say though? But
Emma
even when it
Watson.
comes down to nonfiction, like it still sucks to have some rando read it. Like even if
Yeah,
they're
because
trying
you
their
can
best.
tell they're like don't know what they're talking about or something
Yeah.
like that. It's like, yeah, you're just reading words off a page, which is fine.
Yeah.
Props to you, but
Someone's
it's
gotta
like
do it.
I need some soul, I need some heart and soul in that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay. The other thing is that wait, before I jump away from McConaughey thing, shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, what was your favorite part, or like if at this point, since we're so detached from when we
yeah.
read it?
Let me grab the book because there's a part of it that I'm a big fan of.
Okay.
Where is it on my shelf? Oh,
Is
there
that a
it is. I just
DX racer
rearranged.
chair?
No, it's I don't remember the brand. The Duanks. I got it on Amazon. It's pretty nice.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it's like a racer style, but
Okay.
it's comfortable. It does the job. Matthew McConaughey's Greenlights.
First edition, by the
Yeah, I
way.
think yeah, first edition. I don't know if I can show that, but like
Oh,
it
he's
says it right there, first edition.
branded.
Fuck yeah,
Dope.
fuck yeah. But it's like page like 54, 52 or something. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, page 55. He
55.
says there's bullshitters and there's liars. Differences the lie shit, I fucked up. Differences the liar tries to hide his bullshit while the bullshitter lets you know he's lying. And that's why I like bullshitters more than liars. And I like that a lot. That's
Yes.
what I took away cuz like somebody's just like straight up lying to you all the time. It's like yeah, that kind of sucks. But if somebody can like fuck around and lie like a little bit, not like a crazy lie, but like they're bullshitting with you. It's like, okay, I can fuck with this. I can fuck with this guy.
Yeah. Because
Which
there's a level of like
But I feel like there is a fine line, and you got
there's
to
a
toe
very
that
fine
line
line.
with the utmost of caution.
There's also some people who are liars masquerading as bullshitters, and
That's true.
that's the fine
You
line
gotta
thing that I talk about.
you gotta
I'm like,
find you gotta find them. You
yeah.
gotta pluck them out. Figure out who's who. It's
But
tough.
it is tough because at the same time it's like some liars turn into bullshitters after you call them out, and it's like,
Yeah, for
you know what
sure,
I mean?
for
It's just like,
sure.
wait a minute, hold up.
Someone says like a straight up lie, and you're like, "Bro, I was there," and they're like, "No, but but it's like, yeah, I guess you're right. I still fuck with you.
Yeah, so besides my intelligence being like completely shit on, or assumed to be that of a packing peanut, I will like forgive
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
But yeah, but that's true though, because there's like a level of malevolence that is with a liar, and because when someone is a liar, that like, I mean, not in all cases, but one could assume that there are other negative things that would be assumed with that. So yeah, but I don't really remember the context in which he brought that about.
yeah. I don't
So
either. Let's consult the book to
it's
figure
not
it out.
the first edition.
Of course, of course. Oh, he's talking about how it was when he used the like the skincare stuff, and it got worse, and they could have
Oh,
had like
that's
a
right.
lawsuit. Yeah, but he would have had to like lie, I think. I don't remember exactly, but
That's it. Yeah, because he
his
says,
dad was
yeah.
upset that they couldn't have got like $35,000 or something like that.
Is that a padlock on your ear? I just realized.
No, it's a Hanafuda earring.
What is that?
It's what Tanjiro wears in Demon Slayer.
That's hard. Even though I don't
Yeah.
even watch Demon Slayer, that's hard.
Watch Demon Slayer. Check it out.
Shit.
It's fucking awesome. It's sick.
I watched the first 3
It's like the highest
episodes.
grossing movie of 2021 or
It's a
2020.
movie?
No, well, there is a movie, but
Oh,
there's a
okay.
show. It's like 26 episodes so far, and then they made a movie, and there's gonna be more seasons. It's
Okay.
the
Yeah.
highest grossing thing to ever come out of Japan. Highest grossing like film is the
Okay.
movie.
Where
Demon
did Yu-Gi-Oh
Slayer.
come out of?
Kimetsu no Japan.
Japan. Japan's
Yeah.
goated for that. Wow.
Yeah, Japan's goated for a lot of things. They create a lot of good stuff over there. I'm a
Even
big fan of that.
Super Nintendo World, which we gotta hit up sometime.
Yeah, I want to go there, dude. That's a lot
Yeah.
of things I want to go to see in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Japan's cool. I think I haven't been, but I assume that everybody that I know who's gone is like, check it out. But like, I gotta be on a plane for like 20 hours. That's crazy.
how long is the
That's
actual flight time? Do you know?
I think it's like 20 something hours. Probably it has to be
Oh,
so far.
especially
20,
if you're.
22 hours. I mean, even if you fly out of LA, probably.
Oh yeah, because you have to fly across the country and then you have
Yeah.
to.
Well, you have to fly. I have to fly across half the country, but
Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think there's any direct flights from Texas to Tokyo.
Did you know, when the SR-71 was invented by Lockheed Martin, it could go across the U.S. in like an hour and a half?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Dude, they need to
That's crazy.
take us on an SR-71 trip to Super Nintendo World.
Yeah, like now I'm thinking about like planes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sound like an idiot. I don't know a lot about aviation, but I feel like we've stagnated a little bit. Like I
Yeah,
feel like from when I was a kid, if I was like flying from Ohio to Texas, like it took like 3.5, 4 hours. Still takes 3.5, 4 hours. Why haven't we progressed? Like why hasn't that taken less
exactly.
time? Like what's going on?
Yeah,
Have we just settled? Are we like that's fast enough? It's not.
they
I'm sure there's
remade.
reasons, but
I mean, when you
I
can
don't care what the
remake
reasons
Super
are.
Mario Sunshine, Super Mario
Yeah,
Galaxy, and Super Mario 64, why can't you make better planes? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I need to get Nintendo on that shit. Japan, they need to
Exactly.
figure it
Japan
out.
needs to be on this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably have faster planes than we do. What the
Yeah,
fuck is
dude.
Boeing up to? What are they doing? They're just like recalling planes all the time. They're not doing
Exactly.
anything. Yeah, what the hell?
I've never heard of Japan recalling a plane before.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, why would we? But we don't.
yeah,
Maybe
but
people who live there might know name a couple off the top of their head. But
maybe, but
I can't even name a plane company in Japan.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I only know entertainment companies from Japan. Sorry, or car. So,
me
but
as well. In the goated Nissan Skyline. Uh
yeah, yeah.
yes. The
Yeah,
R34.
yeah. That's one of. There's a few, but that's the
What's
best
what
one for
was the
sure.
best one
Yeah,
in
dude. Paul Walker had the R34 and Too
okay.
Fast, Too Furious in the beginning.
Okay, so
That's
what
the
was the
best.
story with the R34 by the way? Didn't it pass safety standards? Like why was it not allowed in the US?
I think it's yeah. I'm honestly, I used to know this stuff in high school when I cared, but
I remember you telling me this stuff in high school.
yeah, I just totally forget everything. Like it's just like imports. I think have to like it has to be like 20 years or something before you can have them. They have to like pass inspections and stuff. But I don't know why that car wouldn't pass an inspection. I have no idea. It might do some crazy shit. I know our inspection process in the U.S. kind of sucks compared to like other places I've read.
Hmm. Well,
I don't know too much about that. I'm not a car guy.
I
We
was
need to
gonna
get
say I'm
Josh.
not up
We
to
need to get
date in
Josh on
the.
the podcast.
Yeah, we should.
He'll just be like, "Oh, that's a
If he
piece of shit.
does
Oh,
it
that's a
from the
piece of
school
shit.
bus,
That's a piece of shit."
that's
Yeah, while driving, of course.
while driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I remember is that the driver's side and passenger side are flipped.
Yeah, but that's because it's just Japanese. You can swap it.
Dude, remember when they put those cars up for auction after Paul Walker died?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, it was some
Maybe I know they
dude
were going
owns
to
them.
destroy it, or they were going to destroy some cars from Fast and Furious. But this was like
Why?
during, like after filming. I think it was because like the R34 was like illegal to own. I think I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, do it because I'm
They were like
curious.
going to destroy it. And Paul Walker was like, "No, I'll buy it."
Yeah, because and I remember when um I think it was the Lancer Evo was Paul Walker's grandpa's car, some shit. I don't remember. But I do remember that it was like illegal to own here. And so that was like the whole debate. So I don't know what happened with that car.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to read about it. Man, yeah, no, I don't. Can't. I don't know. It doesn't say anything on the. I'm on the Fast and Furious wiki.
Okay. Well, I think that car is probably my favorite from the series, minus the Daytona with the ginormous spoiler, and I think Fast and Furious 5. I think that was the fifth one. The Daytona that you can make in Forza Horizon, not
That one
Horizon.
was the
Forza 3.
sixth
6-bit, okay.
Fast and Furious 6. Yeah, because Fast 5 is when they were in Brazil.
Yeah, I need to rewatch them.
Yeah, I haven't seen the last one or the last like two. I
I
haven't
don't
seen it since
know.
the last one Paul Walker was in is the last one I saw. But like the next one they're going to I've read they're going to space, which is just insane. And
Wait, is the
the
last
dude with the Universal exec wants them to cross over into Jurassic World, right? Did you read about that?
what?
Yeah, he wants there to be like a crossover. And it's like
That actually could be
what?
kind of cool.
And
I
I have
won't
a
lie.
Dominic Toretto versus Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Dude, the stuff of legend.
takes his
Um,
life a quarter mile of a time at a time. So
um, the latest one that I saw was the one with The Rock. Is that the latest one?
The Rock has been in a few of them.
Or not
I
The
think the
Rock? The
first one he
one where
was in was
the one
the
with
fifth
Jason
one.
Statham and The Rock, and like they meet up and
Yeah,
like they butt heads, and then like
that
the
was
end
fast.
scene.
That was fast. That was Fast 7. That was the seventh one. I think that was the last one Paul Walker was in, because that
Mm,
was the one.
fuck.
Because
Mm,
the end of 6 is also the end of Tokyo Drift, where Han dies, and you
right.
find out Han was killed by Jason Statham. So then Jason Statham and them fight in the next movie because Jason Statham was brothers with what's the dude's name, Shaw from
Mm,
Fast 6, the bad guy, and they like put him in the hospital, so he was upset.
that's right.
Didn't even kill him, bro. Like, come on, he's
Yeah.
fine.
Um.
If I remember my Fast and Furious lore correctly,
Right.
it's been a while.
I will say that I don't really mind the story arc that the franchise took, to be completely honest. Even though like a lot of the stuff is over the top, I feel like
Oh yeah, I love it though.
yeah, I feel like I don't
Like that's
know.
just what it is now. Like the first
It
movie
is
is
what it is.
phenomenal. Second movie's pretty good. It's probably my least favorite. No, like the fourth movie, Fast and Furious is my least favorite. Too Fast and Furious is good. It's a classic, but like when I compare it to the others, like I don't know if I mean, of course, dude. Like ejecto cedo cut. Like
Yeah, it's fuck.
there's classic moments,
And
but like
all
the movie as
Paul
a whole.
Walker's like moments are
Oh
goated.
yeah, oh yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, I don't know, dude. But yeah, no, I think
They're
Tyrese.
all. Yeah, I think if I'd have to say Fast and Furious, the fourth one. Because
Yeah,
there's The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, and Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Furious 6. Man, like,
yeah.
relax.
Chill,
But
bro.
yeah,
And then everyone seems to like Tokyo Drift, but I hated it at first.
I fucking love Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift, people either absolutely, it's either your favorite or you don't like it. Because I meet people who don't like Tokyo Drift, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, why?
What's the dealio with that?
I mean, I like
Like,
it
it's just
now.
yeah. But like most of the time, like if another franchise does that, if they like do like a kind of like a spin-off with like not the main cast, I think it was good that they I think the only way that that series could pull off a Tokyo Drift was the fact that they had, Vin Diesel, Dominic Toretto, and uh, I'm totally blanking.
I think
Just
Han
said
was
his
in
name
that
like a
one, right?
hundred times. No, Han was in. Han was not in the first one or the second
No,
one.
in
The fourth one was the first one Han showed
oh,
up in. But yeah, Paul Walker and Dominic Toretto, Paul Walker and Vin Diesel being in the first one, and then just Paul Walker being in the second one with no
mm,
Vin Diesel. I think that's the only way they could have made Tokyo Drift with people not
oh, I
absolutely
see.
hating it. Because like
Okay,
other franchises that do that, it's like they do a bunch with like the main cast, and then they do like after like the fifth one, they do a spin-off, and it's like, oh, I don't want to watch that.
like
I want to see the
Rogue
main
One
cast.
in Star Wars.
Yeah, but that's different because it's different for me because Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Oh
I
wow.
hate. I'll be a little controversial opinion here. Maybe not as so much anymore. I hate Star Wars. Used to love it. Love the originals. They're great. Love the prequels. They're great. The sequels, bad movies.
Okay, is
Some
it just
people
like
love
a
them, but
moving? Okay, you can explain yourself, but I'm curious as if did you ever hate the prequels at one point? Because everyone
no, I
used to hate the
never.
prequels.
Yeah, I mean, people still hate the prequels, but I feel like people from our generation, like everybody that I know, unless you're like some dude, I hate talking to people who do hate the prequels because there was like, oh no, the prequels are bad, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, you were 3 years old
Yeah,
when the prequels came out. Like you were a baby, you love that shit, and I know you did. So it's sort of like a nostalgia fact. Like I understand they're bad movies, right? Like I go back and I don't understand. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm very
no,
animated about Star Wars, but like the
sure.
Phantom Menace, I love the Phantom Menace. A lot of people think it's the absolute worst one. You don't even need to watch it. People like skip it, but and people it always comes back to Jar Jar Binks. People hate Jar Jar, but like
Yeah,
I can look past Jar Jar. Plus, the first time I saw him, I was like 3 years old. I
right.
was a child when those movies came out. So I grew up much like people did back in the 70s, early 80s. Grew up with that Star Wars. I grew up with the prequels.
Yeah,
So, but I also didn't feel the same way as those people who grew up with the originals, growing up hating the prequels, because I grew up with the prequels and I grew up to hate the sequels. So I get it. I get
okay.
it. But like, at least the sequels, like the prequels don't look good. And that's George Lucas's fault for like using like so much special effects, so much CGI. Like those movies don't hold up. They look like garbage. The originals hold up. because they used a lot of practical effects until the special editions made them also look like garbage. But they're still fun, good movies. But just like the sequels, just like were unnecessary. The ending was weird. Uh, the seventh movie, don't even want to talk about it. Last Jedi, bad movie.
Is it the one with where Luke Skywalker dies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Leia does her like force shit and like floats in space. It's like
Yeah. Because I was so
and
anti.
like the
Cause,
love story between Finn and the one girl, whatever, Rose. What was her
yeah.
name, Rose or something? Yeah, and they went to that one planet. Like none of that even. It was just filler. Like that
Yeah.
whole movie was just a filler movie,
Yeah.
and it was bad. And then like the reveal in the last one, it was like, okay,
What reveal in the last
Palpatine.
one?
Like, have you seen it?
No.
Oh, do you mind if I talk about it?
I mean, fuck it. Yeah.
Okay, spoilers. Rey is the granddaughter of Palpatine, and he's
Okay.
still alive. And then, yeah, it's just like he's just
Wait,
like been
how?
hanging. I don't really remember. He's just been like hanging out on this planet, and he has like thousands of followers that are also just hanging out on this planet, like under the Earth's crust. It's not Earth, but yeah, they're on the Sith planet. Like there's like a Sith planet. And they're like, oh shit, and they have like a
Hmm.
fleet of like star destroyers. They have like hundreds of star destroyers that they're just like about to like
Okay.
fuck up the universe with, and it's like, oh no, oh we gotta fix that.
So that
Yeah,
movie
and
is
then Ray,
worse
like
than.
Palpatine's like, kill me, do it, kill me, and Ray's like, I don't even remember if she kills him or not. I think she does, and everyone's like, woo!
Okay, so wait, so is that worse or better than The Last Jedi?
It was better. It was a better movie. It was more fun.
Okay.
Like watching it. Like I remember when I left the theater, I was like, that was a good movie. That was pretty. That saved the series. And then like I got home and I was like, no, it didn't. What the fuck did I just watch? But like it's still like I have no desire to ever watch those movies again. But Rogue One, being a standalone story, I can quickly. I mean, standalone as much as it can be because it leads directly into A New Hope. But yeah, it's just good. And that scene with Darth. Have you seen it? Have you seen Rogue One?
I think I started to watch it on a plane, but I don't remember
Okay.
anything about it.
Watch Rogue One. Watch Rogue
Okay.
One because it's just like the story of them getting the plans to the Death Star and how they're gonna like blow up the Death Star in the fourth movie
Okay.
or New Hope and the original Star Wars. And it's just like you go in knowing like what's gonna happen because like you've seen the other movies, but it's like
Uh,
oh, I gotta watch this journey. It's like it's that I would relate Rogue One to Halo Reach, right?
Oh, okay.
Like similar story, roughly. Like it doesn't end well, but
Yeah. You know the ending
it ends
off
pretty.
rip.
Yeah, you know the ending because at the beginning of the first movie, they're like, "Do you know how many people died to get these plans?" It's like, "Hey, yeah, I do. A lot of people died."
Okay. Going
And there's a
back.
scene with Darth Vader that's just one of the best Star
Oh
Wars
shit.
scenes. Yeah, it's like the best. And I think they added it. Like they made the movie, and then they're like, "Oh, let's add this scene," and it's like the best. I'm gonna after this podcast, I'm just gonna send you that one scene because it's really all you need to watch. It's like the
Okay.
absolute best scene in any Star Wars movie.
Are these on Disney Plus, by the way? Do you know?
Oh yeah, for sure, for
Okay.
sure, for sure.
Then I'll probably have to go and binge watch these. But
You
the
should,
question,
yeah.
or not the question, the concern that I had with uh Last Jedi was that as the movie was unfolding, my brain was trying to piece together in real time why this shit was happening. Because I'm not really like
Yeah,
a big Star Wars fan, but I watched on the movie, so I'm like, it was supposed to be a big reveal that like Leia had like force powers and she was like going through like space and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then like,
yeah, it was just weird, out of place. Didn't
yeah,
like
I
it
was
was
like,
like
it was so weird.
what?
I
Like it
thought
could have like
like,
they could have done that, but they could have done it better. And they killed
yes,
Admiral Akbar with like no fanfare. He just died, and they're like, "Oh, fan favorite character, dead. Who
yeah, literally
cares?"
like the meme that has lived on from like, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's a
the
trap, bro.
execution,
Come on. Yeah,
yeah,
it's like why you got to do him dirty like that.
yeah, the generation that grew off of 9gag, seeing that meme daily for
Yeah,
at least like 2 years, they just
yeah.
fucking
So it's like, oh, you killed them
disrespect.
all. Okay, cool, thanks. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's messed up. It's messed up. Like I love Star Wars as a kid. Like I still do. Like I still watch the prequels, and I'm like, yeah. But then also like it it cheat the one of my biggest the thing now it's all coming back to me. Sorry, I was just having a moment. But the thing that makes me the most angry is that I think with Palpatine still being alive, Emperor Sidious, still being alive, it's like Anakin's redemption arc as Darth Vader when he kills him, it means nothing. They didn't save the galaxy yet. He didn't do anything. It's now Rey's opportunity to come in and like be the true savior. And it's kind of
hmm,
like okay, you've diminished his actions. When like
Right.
he has like the greatest, I mean, off the top, like greatest redemption story in any kind of like epic like that. Like there's no like huge redemption for anyone in like Lord of the Rings really,
Oh shit,
which
you're
is my
right.
favorite thing. Yeah, so like him like I mean there's always like, oh, I'm a bad guy, but like, oh, I've come to the good side. Like that's a classic trope, but like him doing it is like, oh, we had 6 movies of him like as a child. I mean, if you're like me who grew up with the prequels, I watched the prequels first. So like I saw the
Okay.
prequels and then I watched I remember well, the order I watched them in, I watched the first one, the second one, I watched them all the time, and then the third one was coming out, and then my dad was like, "Oh yeah, like blah blah blah," talking about stuff, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Have you not seen the original ones?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Oh, you got to watch these." So I watched 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3,
Okay.
and I was like, as a kid, I was like,
That is a cool
"Oh
sequence to watch
shit!"
him in. Then that's
Yeah.
cool.
So like to me, it was like watching Anakin grow up, do all his things, turn to the dark side, and then have his redemption. It was like very cool. And like
Yeah.
at that time, it's not like no one else really did something like that. Like I was like, oh shit.
True.
But like I said, it's cheapened because Palpatine's still alive. He has an army. He has Star Destroyers out the ass. It's like, okay, come on. Do we have to do that? Like, could have done something a little more original,
Okay. Well, now I have to go and watch them, and I'm gonna. So
I mean, I've spoiled a lot for you. I'm sorry, but
should I watch Rogue One? I guess it doesn't matter, but do you think I should watch Rogue One first or after the most recent Star Wars?
I mean, definitely watch Rogue One. I'm gonna say watch Rogue One because like I'm not telling you to watch the other movies because I don't like them.
Okay,
So
I got it.
Rogue One's good. Like I didn't really like Solo that much, but I need to watch. I saw it in theaters, but I didn't watch it after that, so I need to watch that one again. But that one
Okay.
is I didn't like that one just because to me like it was weird. It felt wrong because it's about Han Solo, a young Han Solo. But to me, young Han Solo is young Harrison Ford because in the original movies he was a young Han Solo. So then seeing this completely other actor and like, oh no, that's Han Solo. In my mind, I'm like, no, it's not.
Right.
It's not. It's not Han Solo. You can't do that. But yeah.
Hmm.
Besides that, I mean, I think it was a good movie. I really don't remember. I couldn't really get over that of it being like, that's not Harrison Ford. Who is
Okay.
this? Who's this Joker? Good actor, but
Okay.
also seeing like Childish Gambino as Lando was also like it was cool. I love Childish Gambino, but like seeing him as Lando, I'm like I see Lando and I'm like, that's Lando.
Right.
I see Childish Gambino as Lando and I go, oh, that's Childish Gambino as Lando. So
Right.
it's a little different. Takes me out of it. I'm not as like,
Takes it ruins the immersion.
yeah, yeah. I really like movies with like actors that I don't know. Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't know him from anything else. It's like, okay, cool, cool, cool.
Oh, what was the movie that I watched the other day that I was like, oh, this is good because of that? Um, like I feel like movies where you like, what was the NWA movie? Like that movie, like I felt like only could have been like immersive because besides like Ice Cube's son,
Yeah.
like
I never saw that one. So
okay, I think I remember it being decent. But yeah, there are movies that are only good because no one knows who these people are.
yeah. But then
Oh,
I
what
mean
was
also movies with like straight up like crazy ensemble casts are like also really good. Like Lord of the Rings would be one of those, I think,
mm,
because it has like a phenomenal cast of like seasoned actors. But to me, I watched it as a child. Every single one of those actors, I see them in something else, and I'm like, oh,
mm,
that's Viggo Mortensen, that's Aragorn, or like, oh, Elijah Wood, Frodo, or like, oh,
right.
Ian McKellen, that's Gandalf, of course. Like that's how I see these people now.
When I saw Sean Bean in Game of Thrones, I immediately
Yeah,
went back. Yeah,
especially in Game of Thrones because he's wearing like the same shit. It's like, okay,
yeah.
this motherfucker. Yeah, I did you finish Game of Thrones?
No,
Good, don't. I was
I
just talking to
s-
my roommate about it earlier
yeah.
today, and like I just like every time I think about it, I get kind of upset. I can't
Okay,
even lie to you. Like I have like 2 Game of Thrones posters right here, but like those don't upset me because they're fucking badass. I think they're great. But like if I
mm,
actually think about the show, like it happens just random. Like I'll be driving to work and I'm just like a thought pops in my head, like oh Game of Thrones ended, and I'm like it did, and it was bad. I didn't enjoy. Like it wasn't terrible. I don't hate it as much as some people did, especially when it happened. Like as it was unfolding, I was like this isn't too bad. I mean it's not great, but like now like years removed, I'm like they fucked us. They
okay.
absolutely fucked us.
I want to know because I was probably in like season 3, and then people were like, season 8 literally ruined everything. It's not worth to watch
Yeah.
the rest. And I was
Yeah.
like, what? So my question is what was there was like this Reddit comment that I saw all the time. It was like one letter plus one letter equals another letter.
R plus L equals J. Yeah.
What did that mean?
So that was if I remember it's been so long, but like Rhaegar plus Lyanna equals Jon. So that just means it was a fan theory that was true. Spoilers, by the way. Spoilers if you ever want to watch that shit show of a fucking show. Yeah, sorry. It's a piece of shit. But yeah, it was just that Rhaegar Targaryen, who was with a Martell, and they had kids, and then he had a secret affair with Lyanna Stark, who was Ned's sister, and then they had a secret baby, who was Jon, who then when the mountain killed her and her other babies, that one was still around.
Okay.
And then as yeah, because he killed no. The mountain killed the Martell, Elia Martell, and her kids, who were also Rhaegar's kids. But then Rhaegar was being absolutely fucking bodied by Robert Baratheon, Lyanna gave birth to Jon Snow, who is also, his name is escaping me. It's Rhaegar or something similar to
Okay.
Rhaegar. But he Jon showed up to the tower, and she was like, that's when he killed Arthur Dayne. Sorry, it's so much. So now it's all like coming back to me. It's like all so much stuff built up to that moment, and like that was cool because it was like a fan theory everybody had that Jon was he's the true heir. Like he is the true king.
Oh, okay.
Because there was a
But wasn't
secret
that
marriage.
suspected from jump though that like Jon Snow was like the next?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why this fan theory exists. But the fan theory proves it. But then it wasn't a theory. It was true that because Rhaegar and Lyanna married and that he was a prince, and because then he died, that his one true son, which would be Jon Snow, who's a Targaryen, should be king. But since then the Targaryens were dethroned by the Baratheons and all the shit went down, and then Daenerys comes back and Daenerys is like, I'm the true queen. Really, she's not.
Hmm.
Really, it is Jon. That's when she finds out that Jon is who he is. But then, like, it all gets fucked up. Jon doesn't become king in the end. He's not the king. He goes back to the Night's Watch, like he's banished. They're like, "Oh, go back to the Night's Watch, you piece of shit." And he's like, "Okay, I'll go back
Wait,
to
is
those
that why the
monks."
season? What happened in season 8 that was so disappointing? Was it that?
So, like, yeah, the Nightwalkers come and they have the battle. Arya kills the Night King. Granted, it's fucking sick how she does it, but also like should not have been her. You know, like I feel like she didn't really. Her buildup was to killing the Freys, in my opinion, right? The people who killed her brother and her
Mm.
mom, right? That's where my head goes. It's like, oh yeah, and she did that. That was cool. And now she's just like some sick assassin. And then like Jon, she killed the Night King because Jon's had like this relationship with the Night King since like season 1 or 2 or something like that, season 3 maybe. So it's kind of fucked up. But
Okay.
then Bran becomes king somehow, but he knew it the whole time that he was going to become king because they're like, "Oh, you can be king," and he's like, "Oh, why'd you think I came here? Like, why do you think I'm here?" Bran becoming king, I'm not upset about, but everything that got us to that point is just what I was upset about. Like him being king is like a little out of left field, but it's like, oh yeah, he could be a good king because he sees everything. Also, he could be a bad king because he sees everything. But it's like, okay, but like, should have Jon been king? Yes.
So is like your disappointment congruent with the fan base's disappointment?
Yeah, I would say so. Like everybody thinks it's pretty shitty. They're very,
Okay.
very rarely, and I don't follow too much Game of Thrones stuff online anymore because like I don't want to see it. Uh, People would be like, "Oh no, I liked the ending. I liked it," but I feel like very, very casual, casual fans liked it because
Yeah.
I've rewatched the series like up to that point. Like I've seen every episode like 20, 30 times. I've read the books. I was always on like the forums and everything, always checking everything out. So it's like when it finally unfolded, I think my expectations were too high, but I felt like they could have done a lot better. Because like the
Okay.
fight with the White Walkers was one episode. It was pretty badass, but it was nothing special. And then like just random like symbolism in the final episodes. Like Arya was on like a white horse as like the city was destroyed, and it's like that never was anything. Like that didn't get resolved.
Hmm.
There are yeah, so just I mean George R. R. Martin hasn't written the other book yet. Or maybe he has and he's holding on to it. Or he's gonna, I don't. I at this point kind of feel like those books are never coming out. Like we're never gonna get a proper ending.
Okay.
So
I saw that the Game of Thrones Twitter account tweeted winter is coming like a while back. Like when winter was not coming, it was like I think like I don't remember when it was. It was like either this year or late in 2020.
Okay, I'll have to check that out because yeah, the next book's Winds of Winter, so that would make sense. But like he's been saying it's coming out for like 6 years now, so it's like, all right,
Hmm.
George,
All right,
get on
Georgie.
that shit. Get on that. Figure it out.
Yeah.
But also maybe like he gave his plans to D&D and he was like, "Oh, this is how I'm gonna end it," and they're like, "Okay," and then they like did what he wanted, and then he sees everybody's reactions and he's like,
Oh
"Oh, I
yeah,
shouldn't
maybe.
shouldn't fucking do this. I can't finish this." But there's so many characters in the books that aren't even in the show, or like stuff that happens in the books that is like different, a little different in the show. It's like it can go any way. Like you can change stuff, it can do whatever. But it's like
Yeah.
finish it. Give us something good, even if it's predictable. Like at least give us something good. You know. I
Yeah.
mean, finisher. It's his story. Do whatever he wants. But it's like, and of course, me. Like I compare everything to the Lord of the Rings. And at one time, for a long time actually, for like years maybe, I would have maybe put Game of Thrones above Lord of the Rings
Wow.
because I loved it. But they got me fucked up.
They pissed it
And now I
away.
don't trust. Now I don't trust anything. I no longer trust live action stuff.
Okay.
Like anything live action, I feel like the medium is too hard to work with, especially these days because everybody wants to use a bunch of CGI and stuff. So like the only people I trust to do it are Marvel, right? Marvel goes off. Like Marvel movies from like 5 years ago still look good. Like I can
Oh
still
yeah.
watch them and be like, okay, that's a good looking movie. But other movies from like 5 years ago, I'm watching it, I'm like, we've progressed too far in like any sort of like digital art that this doesn't look too good anymore. But
Yeah.
like my biggest example is like Lord of the Rings. Okay, a lot of practical effects. It looks phenomenal. I watch it right now, and almost every single scene except for Legolas on the Oliphant, that looks like shit. But besides that, like the whole movie looks pretty good. But
Yeah.
then the Hobbit movies, which came out a decade later, used a lot of CGI, didn't have a lot of planning, don't hold up. They look like garbage.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say the Marvel movies. Not only, first of all, I'm interested what you meant, by the way, before or after I finish this,
sorry,
like
I just
what you
went on for
meant.
so long.
No, like about what you meant by live action. Did you just mean that like? Oh, you can explain yourself in a second, but
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
Marvel movies. This thing about Marvel movies that I found like insane to me was first of all the storytelling, like the weaving that happened between all of the movies and all the shit linked up. To me, that blows my mind. But the
yeah,
second thing is that like the CGI is like literally like blows my mind how well they did it.
yeah.
Like
It's like unreal compared to any other movie. Like even Iron Man, which what came out in like 2008, still looks good. Like it
yeah,
still looks relatively good. It's a good looking movie. Like Iron Man looks crisp. He looks nice. It is like they put a lot of money in those movies, which is
they got
crazy.
top men over at Marvel.
Yeah, they're the best in the business for sure at
Yeah,
Disney.
they
Disney's like
deserve it.
Disney puts out some good, even like the Star Wars movies. They look good.
They
Like they
do.
aren't good, but they look really good.
So what did you mean by live action? Like
Yeah, so like I just feel like I'm disappointed a lot in like like live action shows, movies. Like I love all that stuff, but it's like fight scenes especially, or like when they do crazy shit. Like it sometimes it just looks so bad.
hmm,
But then like more recently, as you know, as we talked about last time, I've just been watching a lot of anime, reading a lot of manga, and it's like if you animate it, the
sky's the limit.
it's exactly like it's limitless. Like you can do anything. Like you could draw the most crazy, like in Jujutsu Kaisen, like the most crazy shit happens, and it's like, yeah, if they made this like live action, it would look terrible. Like their
Right.
budget would be blown in three episodes. Like it just
Oh,
would not
speaking of
work.
that, in the original Matrix movie, when Neo leaves the Oracle's apartment building and he has to go and like, do you remember that scene?
No, I just watched those movies recently, but no, I
Okay,
don't remember
so
that.
you should go and look at the scene. So it's a scene where the Oracle leaves the Oracle's apartment complex and he meets that one dude outside, and that's when all the agents come. And so it
Oh yeah, yeah,
looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
a like if you watch it now, you can definitely tell like this looks like some things I would see like on like oh
Like
what's
the
the old
Sci-Fi
western?
Channel or something.
Yeah, like something like that. It's just
Yeah.
like something like some old yeah. And so
Or it
anyway,
looks like fan made, like almost. Like if you didn't know, like if you found someone who had never seen The Matrix, had never heard of The Matrix, you're like, watch this movie now in
yeah,
2021. Like I'll watch it now in 2021. I remember being a kid and seeing it for the first time and thinking like, holy shit, or like when it came out and everybody was like like it was just cool. It's like a cultural phenomenon. But now
yeah.
it's like I show somebody who's like, and it's hard to find somebody who's never heard about it. But I feel like if I did, showed them it, they'd be like, did you make this? Like, did you make this in your backyard or something? Like, you used like a computer from 1998 to make this? It's like,
That's
I
true.
mean, they did, I didn't, but that's Keanu
Um
Reeves, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne, come on.
Also, I mean, The Matrix, dude. Okay, I totally forgot where we're at before we get into Yu-Gi-Oh. Is that what
Yeah,
I
we're
will
talking about
say?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
What I will say about The Matrix is that, uh, I don't know, like I forget who the brothers' names that they made it. Do you remember?
The Wachowskis?
Yeah. So yeah, they're geniuses in like more than one way, more in more ways than one. Um, I was a big fan of the second and third movies just from a character standpoint. Like I know that like story, a lot of people complain about like they were just like filler
Yeah.
sequels, but the fourth one
I
coming
mean, I
out,
love all.
yeah, I like all of
Yeah.
them too, or I love all of them too. But the fourth one coming out, I am dead ass excited for, especially because I'm pretty sure the entire cast is coming back.
Comes out this year, doesn't it? Like it's done filming, right? Doesn't it come out on HBO Max?
The most recent one that I heard was that like they weren't going to drop the trailer for like I think like 2 months before it came out because they weren't sure about COVID filming and all that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be this year.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Because when I
Yeah.
first heard that, I was like, it was like when Fallout 4 got announced, and before I was disappointed by Fallout 4,
Hopefully
my
that
life
doesn't
was
happen.
fulfilled.
Yeah.
Dude, I was okay. Hang on. No, again, before we go to Yu-Gi-Oh, before I continue my conversation on The Matrix, that Fallout 4 was one of those things where like, I thought it would be some grand announcement.
Yeah.
It was a rainy Tuesday or whatever it was. It felt like a rainy Tuesday. I was working at the local Papa John's, and that got announced, and it was amazing. And there are people on Reddit who are like, I have depression and I'm not going to kill myself because I know that Fallout 4 is coming out. And then the game came out, and in my opinion, it was nothing like Fallout 3 in New Vegas, like, in terms of
Three
dialogue.
New Vegas are just like, oh man.
Lightning in a fucking bottle, Jake. That's what New Vegas and Fallout
New
3 were.
Vegas. Yeah, New Vegas is one of my favorite games of all time. I put it at the top 10 or top 5. That game is fucking awesome.
Yes. And it's funny because like a lot of people like not real fans said that
Fake
Fallout
fans.
4, yeah, they are charlatans. They said that Fallout 4 was better because of the gunplay, and I'm like, you go play Call of Duty if you want gunplay.
Yeah. I feel like there, and maybe it's just because we're older, but like there was to me, a golden age of video games, and it was like Xbox 360. Like every game that came out was like an absolute banger. But also it could be, and I watch a lot of retro stuff, right, about like retro video games and whatnot. And those guys talk about the same thing. They're like, yeah, back then though, you had a game, like you went and bought a game, and that was the only game you had for a while. It was the only new game you had for a while. So it's like the same thing. Like back in the day, like I get Call of Duty Black Ops. I'm only playing Black Ops
That's
for
true.
like until the next one comes out, and I get it for my birthday, right? Because like I'm a kid, I can't afford it. But now it's like every game that comes out, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll buy it, I'll play it. So it's like, damn. Now I wait on like every game. I'm a waiter. Like a new game comes out, I'm like, I don't need to play
Especially
that.
after Cyberpunk. Fuck that.
Yeah, I didn't even buy that. I was game sharing with Kurt. He bought it. I probably played it for like 30 minutes, and I was like, this isn't it.
That's exact, because I was waiting for it because I'm like, this is like the goated game. I'm like, maybe because I was like, anticipating the fun. I was like, where's the fun? But then everything was moving like a PowerPoint. Nothing was fun. Everything was clunky, and I'm like, we really got scammed. I came to the point where I was like, oh, I actually got scammed. So anyway, besides that,
I can't like the last single player game that I played and enjoyed was probably Red Dead Redemption 2.
oh,
And then
I
before
bought that,
that,
but I never played it. I need it.
play it. That's a good game.
Okay.
I wish that's one of those games. Same with Red Dead, the first one. I guess the second one, Red Dead Redemption. Like that. That's one of the very few games that I can think about. Like I wish I could play that for the first time again. Red Dead Redemption 2 is up there. It's a good game.
I felt the same way about Breath of the Wild, but I know that you don't really reflect that, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. Because Breath of the Wild was better the second time I played it. Like every time I played after, like, it was better.
Really?
Yeah, because the first time I played it, I thought this could be anything. It doesn't have to be Zelda. You know what I mean?
You're not
Like
wrong
it could
in
have been
that viewpoint.
skinned. It could have been skinned anyway. It could have been a brand new IP. It wasn't Zelda to me. But that's because it has like the most unlinear story of any Zeldas. Like
That's
you have
true.
to find like all the information. You have to find info. It doesn't give it to you, which is not personally what I want out of a Zelda game.
To this
hold
day,
my hand.
sorry, keep going.
I mean, don't hold my hand because like Ocarina of Time, there's some shit in Ocarina of Time that's kind of tough.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean now I could run. Now I've done it so many times, I just run through the game. But back in the day, but same thing with like Breath of the Wild. Like I just ran through it, like beat it in like 40
Mhm.
hours or something. I don't know how long. I don't know if that's a long time, but
I will say that Breath of the Wild was the first game where I was actually able to sit down and appreciate the sound effects and the soundtrack.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
it looks good. It sounds good. It's a very fun game.
yeah.
But like I said, my only issue is that it could have been like skinned anything, and
I
it could have
see
been like,
that. Now
oh
that you
okay,
say that, I'm like, okay, I can definitely agree with that. Like, I will
yeah.
concede that, which is
But now like
unfortunate.
when like the sequel to Breath of the Wild comes out,
Yeah.
I'll have Breath of the Wild expectations, so I'll probably love it. I'll probably be like, okay, this is sick. This is exactly
Yeah.
what I want. But it's
Oh,
like
they
that's
need
why
to,
Breath of the Wild did a phenomenal job of making me want to play the older Zelda games.
interesting.
Like playing Breath of the Wild, I was like, damn, this is so much fun. But it'd be more fun if I was playing Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask or Wind Waker or Twilight Princess or literally any other like any game. I'm like, okay, but I'm pumped for. I've never played Skyward Sword, so I'm pumped that's coming out on the Switch in a couple months.
Oh shit. Is it really?
Yeah,
Is it like a remaster or are they making it
yeah.
emulated?
I think it's. I hope it's a remaster.
Okay, then when is it actually coming out? Because I was gonna get that.
I
Because
think it comes out in August or September or
oh
something.
wow. Because I passed on Paper Mario Origami Star because I heard that it was mid.
Yeah, I never
Unfortunately.
bought it. Yeah, I have
Um.
very few games for the Switch right now.
Yeah, I don't have many
But
either. But fuck, what was I gonna go back? The thing with New Vegas. Sorry, I was gonna answer the question about the solo game. I
yeah,
think
we're all over the place.
the recent solo game that I enjoyed the most was Breath of the Wild. But then before that, it was Witcher 3. And Witcher 3 was one of those games because it came out, I think, in the spring of our senior year of high school.
In
So I remember.
2014. See, that's crazy that the two games that you pick, one of them came out in 2017, the other one came out in 2015. It's or 2014 or 2013 even. It's
Wait, when? No,
2021.
no, no, hold up. When the Witcher come out?
Witcher had to come out in like 2013 or 2014.
Witcher.
Because I think
I want to
I
say.
bought it on Black Friday when I was a senior in high school.
I want to say it was
So
2015, but it
that
is
had to have been 2014.
May 18th, 2015. This was literally when we graduated high school.
Okay, never mind then. What am I thinking of?
Yeah. But
No, I think yeah, I think I probably bought it then. No, I think yeah, maybe then I'm thinking of a different game. I bought that when I moved to Texas.
okay.
Yeah. Like first day,
So
moved here.
so yeah, I don't think I didn't play Witcher 3, but I heard like good things from it. But I was like, okay, like we were in college and I played Metal Gear Solid 5, which was an
Oh yeah, I
amazing
remember
game.
you love that game. Yeah.
Dude, because no one ever talked. I was like, no one. I think it was Tejas. Tejas played it, and I think maybe Reed like hyped it up a little bit. And Reed is like, Tejas was like, hey man, I have like 20 hours in this game. It's like amazing. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't think Tejas played for like any longer than that, but I have like over like 300 hours in that game just because it was just
Yeah, I
like.
think I bought it and I just like never played it. I went through a period of time where like I would buy like every new game that came out because I was like, yeah, bro, I got money, I'll buy it.
So,
I just didn't ever play them. Like I still kind of do that. That's why now I've become like a waiter. Like if somebody's like, oh, a new game's coming out, I'm like, when it's on sale, I'll buy it.
yeah.
And then it goes on sale and nobody's playing it, so I'm like, I'm not buying it.
You're like, well.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, you know what? Sorry, wait. Titanfall 2 campaign was sick. I don't know if you've played
I never
Titanfall.
played the campaign for Titanfall 2, but like that game it like
Bro,
came out, I got it, I played it a lot, and then just kind of fell off. But that was a good game. That's a very underrated game. But like I said, I didn't play the campaign, but the campaign for the first one was pretty fun, but it was all multiplayer. I remember I played a little bit
hmm
of the campaign in the second one because it was not all multiplayer. But
yeah.
I didn't get into it too much.
For an FPS, I think Titanfall 2 has one of, if not the best campaign period. It was
Right? I
it's
might go back and play it.
yeah.
If I can get it. Can I get it on PC?
Yeah, it should be like $5 if not. I
Oh yeah,
mean,
for sure.
summer sales probably
If I
come
find
out
a
at like
code.
$5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get it on somewhere.
But no, it was seriously sick, and like the graphics, and first of all, graphics in the original Titanfall were like amazing for the time.
Yeah.
I think that this will
I
hold up.
remember playing the shit out of the beta. The Titanfall beta.
Mm-hmm.
I played that like nonstop. And the game came out and played that like nonstop. I totally forgot about Titanfall. A very underrated
Yeah.
series.
Flash in the pan game, to be completely honest, but for whatever reason, it was like an amazing, like for what it was in the time period that it was hype, it was a sick game. So I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like, I don't know why the game like fell off so
I think
hard.
it came out the first one came out pretty early on in the Xbox One PS4 life cycle, did it not? I feel like that could have played a part. Like I didn't have too many other games to play. Now I have dude, on my Xbox I have like 300 plus games.
Damn.
Like I got so much to play that I got nothing to play. But then on PC, I have hundreds of games, so I'm like,
Right.
and I'm still just playing like Minecraft,
Yeah.
Hearthstone. That's really it.
Okay, so the one thing I wanted to say about Fallout was that the reason why Fallout 4 sucked is because there was focus on the gameplay, and then there was all the dialogue was completely shitty, and it was like
Yeah,
this
there's
illusion
no
of
like no
choice.
options. Yeah,
Yeah,
or
they
you
give you.
the worst thing is that like in New Vegas and 3, like you pick an option, you don't speak, but like that option is said, and then you get a reaction to that option.
Yeah.
In 4, you pick an option and you say something that's not what the option was, but it's like vaguely similar. That
Yes.
upset me. And also the story for 4 was just 3 in reverse. Like in 3, you're trying to find your dad, and then in 4, you're just trying to find your kid. It's like
Whoa.
that's kind of fucked up. Like be more original. That's why
Yeah.
New Vegas I think is sick. 'Cause it's like you get domed, and it's like okay, I gotta find out who the fuck did this. I gotta all these conspiracies. It's just
Yeah, dude.
there's fucking
Oh
it
shit.
ends in a war, dude. The war on the Hoover Dam, right? Like it's an all out war. It's sick.
New Vegas is goated for real.
New Vegas is sick.
So yeah, so like first of all, the dialogue, which is huge, because when you're sitting there playing the game, just like zoning out, like you read the entire dialogue. Like when I
Yeah, you
play, I
have
mean,
Wild Wasteland turned on, and you just say the most wild shit. It's the best.
yeah, the perks too that changed that were
Yeah,
just huge.
yeah,
But it's like when I went through, I would always like. First of all, I would like eventually exhaust all the dialogue options, but when you sit there and like you actually get to read through every option, and like that's like a whole different type of fun, because then like you actually get to like,
yeah.
and a lot of the game too is dictated. That was one of the things that's pissed me off about Cyberpunk. So like, yeah, this game, like everything, every choice you make dictates the game. But in Fallout, it was like literally like there was so many factions, and there were so many different endings, and like each conversation had like either like a speech check or like a science check or like a like I said, is I was gonna say charisma check, but then like yeah, so it's like everything that you said actually did have an impact on what you're
Yeah,
doing.
you could do
So
the dirty with Benny.
you could do the dirty with Benny, which I never did, and
Yeah, you never
so
did that.
I never did that, and so I think Josh Cassidy did that actually.
No, I think
Not
it was you.
I don't. I think
You're
the
throwing
jury's.
Josh under the bus. I
I think
think
the
you did
jury's
the
still out
dirty
on that one
with Benny.
actually.
I don't know.
So.
It's been like 10 years. Like you were doing the
Exactly.
dirty with
Statute of
Benny.
limitations, I think.
Okay, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
So anyway, so yeah. Besides that, the dialogue shit is that in Fallout 4 is that there was no like I like opening up the terminals and shit and like reading like the lore. And Fallout lore is like an amazing part of the game, but then that just seemed like an afterthought. Plus, in Fallout 4, you had the power suit armor, which I personally felt ruined the game. And also they're like, these power cores are rare. I think I had like 99 within like the
It's
first
so many
like
of them.
yeah. And so like you could hop in the power suit, have unlimited source of fuel and stuff, and then just like run a train on like every enemy. So the game was easy. Game had shitty dialogue. Story was the backwards of Fallout 3, as you just pointed out.
Yeah.
And there was no access to the lore. So yeah, they dropped the
It
ball.
also like when it came out, I feel like seeing like the trailers and stuff, and then it came out, I was like wearing like rose tinted glasses because I thought like this looks pretty good, but
Yeah,
it didn't really look that good.
it did not.
Like it didn't like I feel
Actually,
like
yeah, it looked like trash.
yeah, that's also I mean not as bad as 76. 76 is bad.
Yeah, I didn't
I
even
knew that right
bother
off the
with that
bat. The
game.
first day I played it, I was like, this looks like shit. I remember I was playing with Kurt because Kurt bought it because we were game sharing, so he bought it, so we're playing it, and I was trying to be so nice, trying to like play it because you spent $60 on this game, and I was just like, I think at one point I was like, bro, crouch down and look at the grass. Just look at the grass. And he's like, oh, the grass, it can't all be great, blah, 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 trying to like put it up. And like 3 days later, he was like, you're right. This game
Yep.
sucks. I was trying. He spent his hard-earned money on the game. You want it to be good, but it's like, that's not it. That one's not
Yeah.
good.
But at the same
But
time
yeah,
too, like
yeah.
but Fallout 3 is one of those games people try to trash it for being bad because the textures in the game are like really shitty.
Came out in 2007. Get over it.
Yes. So and also the game like every single aspect about the game holds better than
Yeah, like I'll still go back and play
yeah.
those. I'm not playing Fallout 4 ever again. I have no need. But I'll play New Vegas and 3 have like so much replayability to me because it's like such a big
Yeah.
game. Yeah, that's why I mean, I almost said they need to make another one. They probably don't. They can
Yeah,
remaster,
honestly,
remaster 3 in New Vegas or something like that'd be sick.
dude, if they remastered them.
Yeah, there was a time in my life where I hated remasters. I was like, stop putting out the games I've already played, and now I'm like, please,
Yeah, I
all the
don't
games that I
care.
like, just I'll buy them full price. Like release Ocarina of Time for like the 5th time on something. Like I have it for the N64, the GameCube, I have Master Quest, got it for the 3DS, had it on the Virtual Store on the Wii. I'm like, release it on the Switch. I'll buy it. I'll pay $60 for it.
I would buy it $60 on the Switch.
Yeah, like they just released the anniversary collection for Mario. It's like, yeah, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
I'll buy 6 copies of it just because I like it. I didn't do that. I bought 2 copies. One as a gift, but
Okay.
I
Yeah,
felt
that
like,
was fun.
okay.
Like I played through. That was the first, because when I bought Super Mario Sunshine when it was gifted to me, Christmas, in 2000 and
Like 2001, 2002, 2003.
yeah,
Out of it,
one of
that,
them.
I don't think that was a launch title. I think it was like crazy because they didn't have a launch. I'm gonna look that up real quick, but I don't
Yeah,
think
look it up. But yeah, I remember it was
the GameCube came
Christmas
out in
of
what,
first
2000?
grade. Yes, maybe. But
I'm looking it up.
regardless, as a kid, I just got like the minimum 80 stars, and then I beat
GameCube
the
came out in
game.
2000, 2001.
Oh,
And let's see,
2002 then. Sunshine.
Sunshine. Yeah, 2002.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably got my GameCube in 2002 also for Christmas because we got it with Sunshine.
Okay, then yeah. So we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so playing the remaster of that game was cool because I finally got 120 stars and I realized how bullshit some of the stars were. There were some stars in Sunshine, and I'm like, there was.
Yeah, I've never gotten all the stars in Sunshine, so
yeah.
I can't say I've done that. Nuh-uh.
There's one in particular that I'm like, there's no fucking way they expected a child to get the star, and I had to do it through like this infinite life, not glitch, but it was like there was this way that you can reset a certain, I forget what the level was, and you can just farm like 1-ups. So I had to do that, and then I did this, and of course, like after I farmed the 1-ups for like 2 hours, I got that 1 star that was impossible to get like on my second try. I'm like, okay, of course I fucking have it. But anyway, that was after grinding the level forever. But yeah, so like I like remasters for that. But so Witcher 3, Breath of the Wild, were probably the most recent single player games, and I'm like, wow, these are games that I could. Witcher 3 was amazing. I didn't ever 100% it because I didn't like the combat. Have you ever played Witcher 3?
Yeah. I never beat it, but I played it a good amount.
Yeah, so I thought the game was quite literally perfect minus the combat.
Yeah, so, I haven't played it in a while. I'll just play it again. I think I have it on PC.
Okay.
But
the last thing I will say before we get into Yu-Gi-Oh is that in terms of multiplayer, Call of Duty Cold War has been the best Call of Duty since Black Ops 2.
Really, I have it, but I barely have played any of it.
I will play with you.
Okay, I gotta see if my PC can run it. I gotta find out.
Okay.
I don't know if it can. I hope so.
Yeah. Even what was I gonna say? The Zombies is the best Zombies experience, period.
I didn't play Zombies at all, so I heard it was good, but I didn't play.
You know what's funny is that I've never played. One time in 8th grade, I played solo Zombies on Ascension on one day when I was sick. Nice. And I was fucking terrified the entire time. I was like, I'm never playing Zombies solo again. Because I mean, I don't know about
Zombies
you.
Solo, so I love Zombies solo. I
really?
love Zombies. Yeah, I love playing. See how far I could get by myself. I love playing with friends more so, but playing by myself. There were certain places I would not play.
Like what?
Derize alone, not doing it.
Wait, you wouldn't like Derize alone?
Alone? No, there's so much going on, so much like teleporting shit, so many like open spaces.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Nocturne and Toten wasn't too bad, right?
Nocturne and Toten, very easily doable. Kino der Toten, easily doable.
Yeah.
Ascension, that one's not easily doable. I play that one solo all the time because that's my favorite map of all time. But
yeah,
that one's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's toughy.
So the thing with Cold War Zombies is, I don't know if you know, I'm going to assume that you know nothing about Cold War Zombies.
I know absolutely nothing about it now.
Okay. So the starter map is Nocturne and Toten, but you start outside of the map.
Oh, okay, that's sick.
Yeah. So I don't know. So like, okay, I'm not even going to try my best to explain it, but you start outside of the map, and it's like the best replayability map. Like, if the map came out when we were like in high school, it would have been known as like the new Derize or like Kino der Toten, because like the replayability is amazing.
That is nice.
Yeah, so like it's cool because underneath Nocturne Toten was um a Nazi like interdimensional portals. Like this is where like a lot of like the zombie experimentation happens. So like that sort of explains it. The crash plane is still there. Like everything is explained. It's sick, but it happens in the 80s. So like the events of Nocturne Toten actually took place, and now like you're in the 80s and it's sick. Anyway.
Oh, okay. So it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely worth playing it, and like the Easter egg is sick. The cool part about the zombies in Cold War is that the Easter eggs are completely doable solo. So like they're not like, because I don't know if you remember, but like yeah, like in Black Ops 3 especially, like they were so convoluted, and you need like the best team in the world to do it, and like it was just like Origins, Black Ops 2, probably my favorite zombies map of all time, if not
The bus with the bus. Oh no, it was Transit.
that was Transit. Origins was
What's
the one. It was DLC 4 of Black Ops 2, which is why like no one ever played it. The one with the staffs. It was World War One with the giant robots like stepped on the trenches. Okay, if you haven't played Origins,
Black Ops 2 or
Black Ops 2. Did you play Buried? Black Ops 2?
Are you sure it was Black Ops 2? Because I thought Black Ops 2 was
I think so.
Kino der Toten, Ascension,
Black Ops.
Shangri-La.
That's Black Ops.
Oh, Black Ops. Yeah, you're right. Black Ops 2 had Nuketown. Did it not?
Black
It had
Ops 2 had
Nuketown, and
Nuketown.
it had like the skyscraper.
Die Rise.
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah.
No, I never
like
played
that.
the fourth one. No.
Okay. Did you play Buried?
I don't know if I played. No, I don't think I played the third one either. I think I played the first two.
Dude, Buried in Origins is probably the best zombies maps.
Really?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay, because yeah, Buried was like a temporally displaced town in like some mining site. Anyway, it's sick because they were like, yeah. So shit. I might have to whip out. I just saw, by the way, this, for those still listening, Jake Toth gave me his old Guitar Hero 3 controller, and I probably spent like 100 hours using it. So for free back in the day, from the kindness of his own heart.
Those are valuable now.
I hear they,
Yeah,
dude,
Guitar Hero controllers are expensive.
they are what's the word? A hot commodity. Yes.
Yeah, because my friend Sam, he's just got a PS2 and he's trying to get those, and I keep telling him like, man, go to like a thrift store and try to find a guitar, because he's about to spend like $50 on a guitar. I'm like, that's crazy. I remember you could get them for like a penny. Like, you couldn't give them
people
away.
were like, please take this from me. That was the thing back in the day.
And now that's why I'm glad I still have mine. I think I had two. That's why I gave you one, but I still have mine. It's at my parents' house.
Goated.
I need to grab it. I need to grab my 360. That's over there too. I need to play some Guitar Hero.
Dude, so yeah, I was gonna set up my Xbox so I can watch Black Ops 2 clips. By the way, if that happens, I'm down to play zombies. But I remembered that the Xbox 360 is a space heater. You remember how hot those things used to get?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really in the winter. I'd be like, nice. In the summer, I'd be like, oh, no.
I would actually be sweating because of it. I'm like, how does this even happen?
Like 2 a.m. and I'm like dripping sweat. I'm like, damn. It's 110 degrees in my room. Because you like sometimes you get used to it and you're just like, this is fine. And then you just walk out of your room and it'd be like crisp. It's like,
yes,
shit.
It'd be like
this
a
is
wall
my house feels
from
like.
the door.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's definitely not. But so anyway, so before we get into Yu-Gi-Oh, is that the Cold War zombies?
Before we get into Yu-Gi-Oh, we're never gonna talk about Yu-Gi-Oh.
The thing about the Cold War zombies in the Nocturne Toten map is sick. So you can upgrade each one of your weapons classes, so you can actually load into the map with the gun, and you can like level it up like you would in multiplayer, and you can use attachments that you would in multiplayer. But then you can upgrade it. So like Pack-a-Punch, you can Pack-a-Punch a gun 3 times. You can also Pack-a-Punch like the ammo type. So there's like Dead Wire, Cryo, Brain Rot, all those. And then you can also like each round milestone, like say you get to like round 11, round 16, or it's 10, 15, 20, like in 5s. But you get the rewards after you beat those rounds. You get these crystals that you can upgrade your perks. So like, I think stamina up, like the first upgrade is like it increases your backpedal speed. So like it's a normal walking speed. So like it's like, and then there's like, no fall damage. But then, so like all the perks level up. So like super worth it. And then, but yeah, the zombies experience is just, is phenomenal. And then Cold War plays exactly like the slow paced Black Ops 2 Time to Kill.
Yeah, I played some of the multiplayer and I did enjoy what I played, but I think the issue was that I had it. I think I have it on Xbox, but I just never play Xbox. It was on
Yeah.
my PC. But I think
Okay.
at the same time, I was playing Valorant, I was playing Fortnite, I was playing so many other shooters that I was like,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
nobody was ever on Black Ops. People are always on like Valorant or Fortnite. Like it's like
I feel you, slime.
go where the people are.
Right.
Social gamer these days. I still play, like, I emulate a lot of stuff on my PC, but
Mm. Oh, that's right. Um. Okay. So enough about that. So the thing is,
about that.
with Yu-Gi-Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say before because I want to hear you go off about your Yu-Gi-Oh takes, but I will say that Yugi-Moto and Yami Yugi is something that I spiritually identify with, and I want to explain myself, and you can take it wherever you want to go. Is that Yugi-Moto and Yami Yugi is something that everyone experiences? Okay, do you pick up on that? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's two U's.
There is two U's, and there's the higher self, which is Yami Yugi, who slides when is necessary, and like, I feel like you can
A tem goes off.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why my name on Twitter is CK_Yami, by the way.
Yeah.
It's because I realized that, and I'm like, damn, that is everyone's, you can channel that shit on your own. So with anything off the top of Yu-Gi-Oh we want to start talking about, because anywhere literally to start.
Yeah, I've loved Yu-Gi-Oh since I was a kid. Who hasn't, right? Being born in like the late 90s, like you're born into Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I remember just like being a kid. I think it was like the first grade or something. Like I was at school. Also, I just found out the other day that the card game. Let me ask you, when do you think the first cards in the United States came out?
You're
Legend of the
probably gonna
Blue
say
Eyes
some
packs.
like
Like when do you think? So let's say the original Yu-Gi-Oh series started in 1996.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so it started the year we were born, but that like the original series, as I've been talking to you through text and whatnot, like is not about dueling. I mean, it's all about games, but
Okay.
we'll
The
get into
first
that. But
time I
when,
saw
yeah,
them was in the fall of 2002, fall first grade. I'm guessing you're gonna say some wild shit, but I'll say they came in 97.
2002. 2002, yeah. I did not know that. Like I always thought like I was late to the game as a kid. No, we were on it.
Same.
2002 is when it came out. It came out in 99 in Japan, but the first like English cards came out in 2002.
So we
Legend of the Blue Eyes
pioneered the
pack.
shit.
Yeah, I was like 6-year-olds. We're like, fuck yeah. But I remember I saw somebody at school with them. I don't remember who it was, but somebody had Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I was like, I watched that show. Like the show started started airing in like 2000, I think. So like I already been watching the show, as a kid. It's on the WB, I believe it was on right back
Yep.
then. So I already watched the show, loved the cards, did not know they existed in real life because I'm a child. Like, why would I know that? But I saw
Right.
somebody had them, and I remember I told my dad, I was like, hey, these, I want this. I want this very badly. And he was like, well, shit, like, where can we find them? I have no idea. So, like, he looked and he was like, hey, there's a place in downtown Hudson. It's called, and then back then it was Sports Heaven, right? It was the
Yep.
land of make believe, but it was also Sports Heaven. Or like the upstairs was Land of Make Believe, or like downstairs was Sports Heaven. And they changed the name. It was kind of fun. Sports Heaven's a weird name. Land of Make Believe is a sick
It
name.
is.
But like I
It
went there
is.
and I got the Yugi starter deck, and that was the first thing with the blue. I almost said with the blue eyes. That was the Kaiba starter deck. Excuse me. With the Dark Magician, I was like, yo, this stuff is fucking sick. And then like I was thinking about this recently. Is that like yesterday I bought 5 packs of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like I just went to Walmart, just bought 5 packs because they had them. I was like, yeah, fuck, I'll buy that. But like as a kid, I remember going to the store and just being like, oh, can I get a pack? Just be like, no, bro. Back then they were like $2-3. Like, come on,
Yeah.
buy me a pack every once in a while. I mean, they did, but like, that's
How
I
much do
think
they
about
now?
having kids. $3.99 a pack.
For 5 cards?
No, I think that gets you 9 cards.
Okay.
But it's also fucked up because they did recently. They came out with the Ghosts of the Past boxes, and you get 3 packs of 5 cards in a box. It's $15. It's like that's kind of fucked up.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. But also, there's so many cards these days. I have no idea like what
Yes.
it is. I remember when we started playing in high school, they had like the XYZ stuff when we were like What the
Yeah,
fuck
fuck
is
all
that?
that.
XYZ mon Now there's so much more. They have like link monsters that don't make any sense. Like
Yep.
I
I'm
got one
like,
right
what's
here.
going on? Is
I pulled this bad boy yesterday.
that a
This
link
is a link.
monster?
Yeah, I have no fucking clue how to use this.
Yeah.
I have
Also,
no
like you read
clue.
the
I've been so
text,
disconnected from the meta.
it's
Yeah,
like
it's so
size 2
crazy.
font. You can't even read it.
Yeah,
And
there's so much.
yeah,
But then like you go to back to like let me pull out like a classic. Like yeah, just like like Blue Eyes. Like it's just like simple. It's not an effect monster, doesn't do shit. It's just
yep,
powerful, right? But like
yeah,
every other card in my deck is like an effect monster because you have to have effects or else you just have shitty monsters. But
yeah. But yeah, so
yeah,
my first deck was Joey's deck. So I remember
nice.
seeing
And
Red
I eventually
Eyes.
got Joey's deck, Red Eyes. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
remember
then,
I
dude,
drew Red Eyes. I drew a fake card because I loved Red Eyes so much. I was like, I need
that's
that card.
cool.
But like
Actually, I
my
don't
parents
remember
didn't
if
buy it
Time
for me.
Wizard was in Joey's deck, but he was in the show. Time Wizard,
I want to
Joey
say
had it.
Time Wizard was in the deck
No, I have to
because
look it
that's a
up.
staple. That's an absolute like Red Eyes, Time Wizard,
Joey's
Thousand Year
deck.
Dragon. Like those are Joey staples. Except for when he fucking gives his red eyes away to Yugi. He gets it back, but
Duelist.
Time Wizard.
Time Wizard.
Hell
That's
yeah.
also one of the most iconic things. Starter Check
Oh,
Joey.
for sure. For sure.
Breakdown. 47. Okay, it doesn't even. Yes, it does. This is why God invented Control F. Time Wizard was in the deck. Okay.
Yeah. Time Wizard's a
Interesting.
sick card.
If you want to know the most sick card that came in starter decks, it was Swords of Revealing Light. In my
No, it
opinion.
wasn't. No, it wasn't. It
What
was
was it?
the Blackluster Soldier that came in the second Yugi structure deck. Come on, man. Everyone knows.
Oh, okay.
Blackluster Soldier.
You know
Everybody
what?
knows.
When I
Everyone
went to
knows.
Target as a kid and I saw Blackluster Soldier in like the cover, I'm like, God, I gotta get that
Yeah.
shit.
It's kind of fucked up because like the first starter pack, the first structure decks were like the Yugi and the Kaiba structure deck. Right, and on the front you got Dark Magician, badass,
Mm-hmm.
and you got Blue Eyes, badass. But then the second structure decks, you have Blackluster Soldier, my favorite card ever, and then Kaiba's deck had Kaiser Seahorse in the front, and it's like Kaiser
Yeah,
Seahorse is
it
sick.
was
Like I
annoying.
have Kaiser Seahorse in my deck, but it's like as a kid I see Kaiser Seahorse and I'm like,
Yeah, as a kid, you're like, I
where
want
the
the
where's Blue
coolest
Eyes?
card. Yeah, exactly.
Why the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in there? Like what? You're fucking, you're
Yeah.
playing. I think the deck still had Blue Eyes in it, but it wasn't the front card, which is messed
Okay,
up.
okay. I will say, I think, it's funny that we talk about going back to Star Wars about how like whatever the first series that we watch, like the next one
Mhm.
we don't like or whatever.
Yeah.
Wait,
Are
yeah,
we talking about the series that come after Yu-Gi-Oh?
yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh GX though was sick, and
You liked it? Was that the first one that came out after?
yeah, and
I
I
think
think it
I
was sick because the rules of the game didn't change. It was all
okay.
just new cards.
Yeah, I just didn't like it was a new cast of characters that I didn't know and I didn't love. It
Mm,
was like, oh, I just spent
that makes
like
sense.
years of my life, with Yugi, Joey, Taya, Tristan, Duke, Kaiba, Mokuba,
Yeah.
all those cats. And I'm like, yeah, I like those guys. And then this new Joker shows up. And I remember watching the first episode of I think it was GX. Like the series that came right
Mm,
after. It might have been 5Ds or something. I think you're right though, GX. But
yeah.
like Yugi shows up in the first episode and I was like, there he is. Never again. Never
Yeah.
again. And I was like, that's fucked up. I
Yeah, I
love
don't even
Yugi.
remember any of the new characters. But the
Yeah.
cards were sick because they had like all the elemental heroes. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I have elemental heroes on my deck. Elemental hero
Okay.
Sparkman and whatnot. Like, yeah, those are all good guys.
Yeah, because those cards they turn into some broken cards.
Yeah, but back then it was still like very easy. Like they had like normal summons, flip summons, you have sacrifice for a special summon, or you had a ritual summon,
Yep.
and not these crazy like stack summons and link
Yeah.
summons and like all that stuff is just so like I want to get into it because I'm getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh for sure because I have
Okay.
friends here that play it. One of my managers, his partner plays, and he was like, oh yeah, he gave me a deck, and I was like,
That's
we're
sick.
playing.
Damn. But dude, no, I
But I
mean
gotta be
like
like,
yeah.
no links, no XYZs, none of that.
Yeah, I gotta draw some boundaries. I mean, dude, to be honest, I think we are the most we have been practicing Yu-Gi-Oh pioneers because I remember even in high school we brought our decks and we during study hall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd play. And that
So
was always a cool time because it wasn't like, you're worried that you're gonna bust out the Yu-Gi-Oh deck when you're like 15, 16 years old and the kids are gonna make fun of you. But no, everyone was like, oh, dude, I loved Yu-Gi-Oh. That's
yeah,
awesome.
everyone sat down
It's
and
like,
was like,
cool.
I remember these cards. These cards are
Yeah,
sick. It was a
yeah,
blast.
it was. I enjoyed that time tremendously. That's why I'm getting
Yeah.
back into it. I keep buying packs. I got 200 cards coming in tomorrow.
Damn.
I'm just like, I started because everybody's buying Pokemon cards now again. So I started
Right.
buying Pokemon packs, and I was opening those up because like opening packs is so much fun. Like it's like the best.
Yeah.
But then I was opening these Pokemon cards, and I was thinking like, I never really fucked with Pokemon. So I got
Same.
back into Yu-Gi-Oh because I'm like, I want to open cards. I want to collect something again. Like it's cheap, relatively cheap.
When you say you bought
Uh,
200 cards, were they like the
I just bought
original?
a, I just bought a lot of like random shit. I don't even know what I'm getting. I just wanted cards.
Yeah, because in high school, I remember I would used to buy those lots off of Amazon, and they would
Yeah,
never be like certain. Are they still cheap? I remember them being sort of cheap.
yeah. I bought like it was like a $10 for 200 cards.
Okay, so
But I just want random cards, just look through them, see like if I get any like links, try to like figure it out.
okay,
Because also in my deck, like my deck, I'm running illegal cards that I can't. That you're not supposed to play with. So it's
oh wait,
like
hold up.
pot
Monster
of
Reborn,
greed.
you're not allowed to, right?
Monster Reborn, I think, is on the limited list. I was looking at it the other day, but you can only have one of them, I think. But like Change of Heart, can't. It's illegal.
That's
It's
broken.
banned.
That's a broken
Pot of
card.
Greed. It is Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed, dude. Pot of Greed being banned is ridiculous. It just lets you draw
Yeah,
two
wait,
cards.
why?
I don't know.
Why?
Just like drawing cards is pretty powerful because there are so many like variations of different cards that can do crazy shit. The more card, like I have, like I don't know if you remember, but I have one card, Tradogia, I think it's called. But like that card just
Mm-mm.
gets more powerful the more cards I have in my hand. And I
Okay.
just like I take damage and I special summon an 11-star monster that if I have 7 cards in my hand has like 4,500 attack points. It's like
Okay. Yeah, that's
that's a
definitely
good
broken.
card. And then I play Pot of Greed. I have 9 cards in my hand. I'm like. Sorry
Yeah.
about it. Or like Slifer the Sky Dragon. The more cards you have, the better it gets. But it's
Oh
also
yeah.
its downfall. You know, if you have the right deck. If you're Yugi and you somehow have the perfect cards to like beat everybody, it's like okay.
Yeah. But no, because we would play in college when we played, each person had like 2 Monster Reborns, and that would almost always make or break the game. Because
Oh
like
yeah,
as soon as they pulled it out, it'd be like, fuck. And then
yeah,
so that makes sense that Monster Reborn is limited because
yeah.
it is
But like
yeah.
my deck, I mean, I doubt you remember because it's been like 7, 8 years since we played. But like my deck is still the same deck.
The
And
Dragon
like I
deck?
pretty much, yeah, it's a lot of dragons, and it's all like about bringing
See, I
them
remember.
back. Like if they die, I can bring them back in like 8 different
You
ways. It
want to
doesn't
know how I
matter
remember?
because you had Dragon Capture Jar. You fucked me up with Dragon
Yes.
Capture
And
Jar.
also Noah Zalewski saying Lord of D will forever be
Oh yeah, dude, I got Lord of
ingrained.
D. Let me bust that. Let me bust out Lord of D. There it is. Lord of D gets
Yes.
that with Flute of Summoning Dragon, and I got a Blue Eyes on the field. Are you kidding me? Kaiser
He's
Seahorse, 2 sacrifice,
yes.
easy.
Kaiser Seahorse and Lord of D are the nicest 4 drops probably in that entire deck, is my guess, right? Don't they revolve around those 2 cards basically as 4 drops?
Yeah, my deck for sure because I need 4 so I can just straight up summon them. So if I get like, if I on my first draw have uh like I could potentially get like a Lord of D, a Flute of Summoning Dragon, and then immediately first turn have Blue Eyes on the field. It's like
Yeah.
nice. Like my deck revolves around getting Blue Eyes out on the field. That's all. Like I run 3 of them. I need them all out there.
Do you know what's cool about like high school is that I pulled Dragon Capture Jar randomly. Like I didn't buy that card as an afterthought, but
Yeah,
like that was the only reason why I could hang with your Dragon deck because I
Dragon
remember it'd be
Capture
like
Jar
a
fucking sucks.
yeah. That was the cool part about not having all the money in the world is because like you had to work with the cards that you had, and it was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, that was cool, dude. Shit.
Yes, you just buy giant lots, look through them, find one card. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, you're like I can
I thought-
integrate
I
this.
remember I spent like $10 on Zera the Mand in high school.
I don't
Like
remember
that
that
was the
card. I
one
don't remember
card.
that card.
It's the card that at the beginning of season 2, I don't know if you remember, but Bandit Keith steals Yugi's Millennium Puzzle and they duel. It's like his boss monster that he plays. It's like the blue dragon looking dude. He has a
Okay.
cape. I don't have it anymore. I don't
Bandit
know what happened
Keith.
to it.
That's a
Bandit
sick
Keith,
dude.
dude. Bandit Keith's a piece of shit. He's like one of 2 American characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! And he just wears
Damn.
an American flag on his head and he's an asshole. So it's like, alright, cool.
Damn, of course. Of course the American is a fucking bandit. God damn
Yeah.
it.
The other American's Pegasus. So
Oh, he's sick.
yeah. And there are other Americans that come eventually, but like they're the big 2 for sure.
Yeah. Pegasus is
Pegasus is
goon.
wild. Pegasus, dude, the manga, definitely need to read it because it's
Yeah, tell me
insane.
about that.
Pegasus, he's just so like they're at Duelist Kingdom. By the way, here's something I didn't know. How long from the arrival at Duelist Kingdom to when they get to Pegasus, like when they get 10, like they have to get 10 star chips. How long do you think they have to do that?
In
In the
anime
real world
time,
time, the real world time, like how long How many
Wasn't
days?
like a oh maybe was it like a day?
No, it's 48 hours, but I don't think they ever mentioned that in the anime. But I mean, they only go to sleep once. But like as a kid, I just assumed that like all these duels are happening. It's crazy. It's like a week long thing. It's 48
Yeah.
hours. One night.
Wow. Scrap or
Yeah,
die. Dude, they had to go. Dude, I remember 48 hours. I think they do drop that.
they might. But I'm rewatching it now. I'm on season 5, but like I don't remember them saying it was 48 hours. But I have to go back because there's a lot of stuff they cut out that's in the manga because the manga's dark. Like I was telling you in the original series, like when Shoddy shows up, he straight up just murders people. Like he kills
Like
them.
shadow, like sends them to Shadow Realm, or like actually kills them.
There is no real Shadow Realm. The Shadow Realm in the anime, in the American anime, they talk about the Shadow Realm a lot. In the original and in the manga, the Shadow Realm is you die. You
Okay, that's what
die.
I figured it would be like some euphemism for death. Like,
Yeah, no, you're straight up dead.
wait, so Yugi's grandpa actually got offed for?
No, so they play a shadow game, him and Pegasus, and in the manga, Pegasus puts his grandpa into. So like when they get the little tape, and he puts the tape into the tape player. That's also a camera. It's like one of the camera tape players, and plugs into the TV. He's trapped in the tape recorder. So they
Okay.
he like literally pulls it out, and like his grandpa's on the screen, and he's like, "We're at Duelist Kingdom," and he's like, "Go in." So he's
Okay.
with them, but he's like, "It's not too bad in here." It's like, okay, your lifeless corpse is back at the game shop. So we need to get your body. We need to get your soul back.
Yo.
Yeah, but like the entire time they're on Duelist Kingdom, like I'm still there. They haven't reached Pegasus Castle, but like he's sending like assassins to kill Yugi.
Oh
Like he
wow.
wants Yugi dead. So so the big five at Kaiba Corp. Well, I gotta mention more. So like he does his duel with Kaiba in the original manga, not in Duelist. Duelist starts with Pegasus sending Yugi the invitation, right?
Okay.
Because he beats at like towards the end, or like the second to last arc of the original manga. Kaiba tries to kill Yugi and his friends by having them go through this like thing called Death Tea that he created, and they finally go through all this crazy shit, almost die, like they get shot, like they leave Tristan to die. His name's Honda in the manga, original name Honda. So they leave him to die. He makes it out okay, thankfully, but and then they duel Kaiba and Yugi, and that's when Yugi is facing 3 blue eyes white dragons, and he's like,
Mm.
"This is my grandpa's deck. You kidding me?"
Okay.
And pulls all 5 pieces of Exodia, blasts him into a coma, and he's in a coma for like a long time. Like he does not wake up. They mentioned they're like, "Oh, he's still in a coma." So the Big Five, or Pegasus, wants to take over Kaiba Corp. The Big Five owns 60% of Kaiba Corp, but they only will let Pegasus take over Kaiba Corp, be a board member if he beats Yugi. So then Kaiba Corp is back on top because everybody now knows Yugi beat Kaiba. So they're
I
like, beat
see.
Yugi, and he's like, okay, Yugi will lose at Duelist Kingdom, and as we know, no, he doesn't. Yugi doesn't lose. He loses
So
to Kaiba. I don't know in the manga, but he loses to Kaiba at Duelist Kingdom because Kaiba's like, oh, we'll jump off this cliff. So Yugi's like, we'll do that.
so he sends actual shooters after Yugi
Yeah,
instead
no, they
of.
like duel him, but like one of the dudes, like they put a rope around Yugi's neck. So he's like, if you lose this duel, I'm gonna kill you. Like you will die.
Oh
And he's
wow.
like, I'll play. Doesn't matter. And he beats the guy, and then he's so every time Yugi wins it's a tem, but he's like he does a punishment game, and it's never a game. I don't know why they call it a punishment game. It's just a punishment. But like that guy who he dueled, he like forever is in like the state of mind where he sees himself hanging from like gallows.
Yo, what
So
the
he's
fuck?
fucked up. Yeah, like Yugi does crazy shit in the manga. Like he just fucks up
Wait,
everybody.
Yami Yugi? I'm guessing.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yo,
Yeah, he just like fucks people up.
interesting. So, like,
Yeah, it's
okay.
crazy. It's very adult, or very like maybe like teenager adult, but it's like they made it for kids. I mean, it's literally made by 4 kids, so
Wait,
four
you
kids
mean
TV.
the anime is made for
The
kids?
anime, yeah, the English anime is very much for kids. Like there's scenes when like Bakura is in the graveyard and like the white smoke is all around him. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
not white in Japanese. It's like black. Like it's death. Like it's like
Oh
scary
wow.
shit. Yeah, so it's like very intense. It's like,
So
damn.
you having a fun time? You're having a fun time reading it.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Because it's like I loved it as a kid, and it was very kid friendly. and now I'm reading it as an adult, and it's like catered more towards me because like people are getting murdered and like dying,
Okay.
and like stuff is on the line.
And this is
But
the
it's still
Shonen
all about
Jump app, by the way?
yeah. I'm
Okay.
reading on the Shonen app, but like it's still all about friendship. Like friendship's still like a big key, a big theme of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
Which is good because I was telling my roommate about Yu-Gi-Oh because like they don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh, so I'm telling them about it. And then I showed them the first episode when like they draw the like smiley face on their arm or their
Yeah.
hands, and they're like, "Remember the power of friendship." And then Yugi's like goes to grab a card, and his deck goes away from him, and he's like, "My deck senses my doubt." And they lost it. They're like, "This is ridiculous." And I'm like, "No, it is." But like, this is like the most important piece of this Millennium puzzle here is like friendship. And then he
Yeah.
sees like the outline of and he's like, "This is my grandpa's deck. It has no pathetic
Yeah.
cards." And then he's like, "I won on the power of friendship, Kaiba." And Kaiba's like, and they
Probably
were
one
like,
of
"This
the
is
hardest
ridiculous."
moment of all time.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, "No, this is ridiculous," but it's like, it's cool. It's all about friendship and hanging out.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so I want to know. So if you want to get a little deep here, so with Yu-Gi-Oh, you talked about the friendship themes. What about like themes from other animes have like you've pulled out that like struck a chord with you? I'm gonna give you an example, and we
Okay.
had this conversation before about that. These video essays we see on the internet, like the movie Arrival. Okay, when you watch
Never
the
saw it.
movie, okay, fuck.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say maybe am I gonna do a different example? Okay, so for Arrival, you have this like professor who is like a linguistics expert, and these are like aliens come and they have to like decipher like the alien language. It turns out these aliens are like humans from the future, like 3,000 years in the future,
Okay. Nice.
and in order for her to like solve problems in the present, she gets to like the more she learns like the alien language, she gets like flash forwards, like memories from the future. But as you're watching it, you think these are like flashbacks. And so basically the moral of the story is that one of the takeaways you could take away from it is that this woman who was a linguistics expert didn't do shit with her life beforehand. And then one moment like called for her to go and actually do shit, and she never took risks or like wanted to live her life, but the aliens just forced, because like one of the things from her future is that her daughter had like this cancer that they could never avoid like in any timeline, and so they said like, you're going to have a daughter and she's going to die from cancer, and like this is you, like here's a memory of you telling her about it or whatever disease she had. And so from that point on, she was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go and live my life," because I guess there was like a fate aspect in this story. But that was like the moral of the story that I took away from that, and that like she was this boring ass lady, but she had like the potential to like live this grand old life, but she did it because it came to a point where she was just sort of like thrown into it. So from any anime or Yu-Gi-Oh, are there any like overarching themes or like lessons that you take away that strike a chord with you?
Yeah, I think. Well, since we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh definitely, like I said, friendship plays a big part. So like, I rely on my friends a lot. They're all great people. You're a great guy, and everyone
Thanks.
else, all my friends. I mean, I think most people should think their friends are good people. Like all the bad people, I'm like, I don't like
Facts.
you. I like, you know. So like that's important. Yeah, they always talk about like you can't win alone, which is
Yeah.
like kind of true. Like everybody always has support from like be it friends or family. So like that's a big key. Also just being better. I mean, every duel, right? You get better. So it's all about like the learning how to get better. That's really more so Joey, because like Yugi out the gate, he literally plays one duel, beats Kaiba, the champion, like the greatest duelist there is, and it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Yugi out the gate is like the best, but he's also possessed by a 5,000-year-old spirit. So
Yeah. A little
in the
advantage.
manga, in the Japanese, it's 3,000-year-old spirit. It's from 1,000 BC.
Okay.
I don't really know why they changed shit, but whatever. But yeah, so like that's a big part of it. I mean, I always got to think about like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball's always just
Mm.
about. I mean, my opinion, it's about like reaching your limit and then exceeding, right? Because that's what Goku does every single time. That's what Vegeta does every single time. Every single character in that show, like they just get more powerful, more powerful, more powerful. That's all it's about. It's all the
Mm.
training. It's like you think, like there's no plateau, there's no limit. Just keep going. So like that's a big one. Um,
I
yeah,
haven't
like other
watched Dragon
anime.
Ball Z, so wait, hold
Well,
up. So when they had to realize that after they put themselves to the test, is what you're saying?
Yeah, so like
Okay.
Goku, I mean, he's a Saiyan, so he's like always fighting, he's always wanting to be stronger, but he doesn't hit his limit until he first goes Super Saiyan because Krillin, his best pal since childhood, is murdered in front of him by uh fucking totally blanking right now on like everything today. Uh Dude,
I
he's
wish
like
I
the
could help
biggest
you out.
villain. He's like the biggest villain in Dragon Ball. I'm totally blanking. Kurt's gonna be so mad at me. I can think of everybody else. I think of Majin Buu, Cell. Oh, dude. Yeah, I look like a fool. Gonna have to edit this out. Can't look like a fool in front of people. Dude, what is
The only other one that I
Frieza?
know is
Frieza.
Frieza. Oh
It's
shit!
Yeah,
I
one
could have
second,
said
Frieza,
it.
you piece of shit.
Fuck! God
Totally
damn it!
forgot fucking Frieza's name. Dude, it was on the tip of my I could picture his dumbass in my head,
Yeah.
but couldn't say
Fuck! I
his
should
name
have
for the
said
life of
something.
me. Yeah, you should have saved him from the embarrassment. But yeah, so Frieza kills Krillin, and then Goku's just so angry that he goes Super Saiyan and he gets his blonde hair. He's super powerful. He fucks him up. And then after that, it's like, okay, well, then there's Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. You get into some non-canon Super Saiyan 4. Back into it, you get Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. So they're always excelling. They're always like hitting their ceiling or what you think their ceiling would be. But then it's really like another super being shows up that's like, oh, this guy's slightly stronger than the last guy. So like, here's Frieza, here's Goku. Goku goes Super Saiyan, beats Frieza. Here comes Cell. So he has. Well, I mean, you didn't watch Dragon Ball Z, but the Cell saga is kind of it's my favorite saga. But Goku dies. Goku dies all the time. But
Oh,
Goku grabs onto Cell as Cell is exploding, and they teleport to King Kai's planet. He explodes. There's a tiny, tiny cell of Cell that regenerates back into Cell, and Goku's dead. So he's like, I can't help out this time. So then Goku's son, Gohan, has to take him out, and it's like, after this, I'm gonna send you this. I'll send you this like 8-minute video about it.
okay.
It's it's like the entire Cell saga. This one dude on YouTube, Liz Baypick, he just like puts like dubstep music to it and like edits it all cool. When I want to watch the Cell saga, I obviously don't want to watch 3 seasons of Dragon Ball to get through it. I'm gonna watch 100 and something episodes, so I just throw that on and I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, this is good. But it's just like, I'll say I don't want to say too much because I want you to watch it, but
Okay.
it's fucking
Word.
it's sick.
I got it.
Yeah. Like trying to think about like other animes, like what themes. But like I watch a lot of shonen stuff, so like Demon Slayer.
Mm.
I can't really tell you. I mean, it's definitely all about the same shit. It's all about just getting stronger, becoming better. Demon Slayer is a lot about being a good person, I think, though, because Tanjiro, the main character, he's just like the nicest guy. Give you the shirt off his back.
Hmm.
Yeah, just like that kind of guy. But it's also, like I said, it's just about same. It's always the same shit in anime. It's like you need to get stronger. Like you fought this guy, and you hit your max, and it's like cool, but like there's 16 other guys you got to fight that are stronger. So figure it
Yeah.
out. And same thing. It's all about with anime all the time. It's all about teamwork. You can't
Mm.
win alone ever. I mean, you can, but
I think what I like, because my friends in college made me watch like all like the Naruto battles,
okay.
and they were sick.
I've
But
never really
like,
watched. I watched Naruto as a kid, but like I never really got into Naruto.
okay, so same. But like the thing about like the thing that you're talking about, Loki is the same way I feel like when I watch someone like LeBron play, especially like in the Game 7 of
Yeah,
like 2016 finals, like when he made that like when he went like fucking
the
Mach 4
block.
and then he blocked.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that's
yeah,
the sort of shit where it's like LeBron's goated, but then when he does shit like that, you're like, that is some anime shit. You're like,
yeah. It's like okay. Yeah,
that's
no,
the sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
so yeah. I think when I watched, I mean, did you pick up on any of these like themes? And because I mean, I'm gonna guess that you didn't, because like we're kids. But like, did you pick up on these things when you were kids? When you were a
No,
kid?
no.
Okay.
I definitely do now. Like rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh now, there's a lot of things I'm noticing that I just didn't notice as a kid, and I'm like, oh shit, like that's actually pretty sick. That's pretty
Yeah.
important. Like that's a cool thing they did. But as a kid, I'm like, card game.
Exactly.
Yugi, king of games. He's cool. I like Yugi. It's
It's
like
amazing how we can
like now
think
Yugi
that.
isn't my favorite. Yugi wouldn't be my favorite character now, but he would be when I was a kid. Like I still love Yugi in a 10, but like him being the greatest makes me be like, okay. Like Joey though.
Joey's sick.
Joey also is like very underrated because like if you talk about I mean talking about Yu-Gi-Oh so much, but if you
Yeah.
watch the Battle City arc, he makes it through He gets all the way to the final 4, and he has to face off against Merrick. But before that, Kaiba's like, "You don't even belong here. Like you're
Right.
what is he call him, a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck?
Yeah.
Classic insult." But it's like, well, he one made it through Duelist Kingdom. He got to the finals, lost unfortunately. But then in Battle City, he gets to the finals. He's facing against Merrick in a shadow game, takes out Raw, and then he's literally about to play like what Axe Raider that will take out all of Merrick's life points, but he passes out, so he can't complete the duel and he loses.
Mm.
He was 3 seconds from beating Merrick, but then later on Yugi had to beat Merrick, but he was literally that close, which makes him like potentially one of the best duelists in the show. But he's like he's always the underdog, but he's fucking awesome.
Yes. I like that theme of you don't belong here, but then he proves himself. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
every time, every single time. Every single time
Right.
Kaiba's like, "You don't belong here." It's like, he does, obviously. He's one of the best duelists ever. Are you kidding me?
What was the story arc with the chick who we had a duel in the graveyard? Not the graveyard. Who was like the adult woman who he had to fight? Who he had
Mai?
to duel? Maybe it was. No, I think it was Mai.
Yeah, he faces Mai in the Duelist Kingdom. It's his first duel.
Was it like a
And
dark environment?
no,
Okay, then I need to look up which battle I'm talking about or which duel
he
I'm talking
does
about.
he does fight Bonds. I think it's Bones is how you pronounce it. It's not that in the manga, but the dude
Bones?
like creepy. Yeah, the dude is like creepy as hell, and they face underneath like he has all the zombie cards.
Okay, that's
But
what I'm
then
thinking about.
also, yeah, then also Bakura faces him during the Battle City arc in the
Okay.
graveyard.
Okay, well now I have my work cut out for me because I started watching Alchemist, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I watched like 3 episodes, but then
Watch more.
I
Watch
need
the
to
rest.
watch
Watch the
more.
other 60 episodes.
Roger.
Good.
I need to watch Rogue One.
Yeah.
Potentially the other Star Wars movie, but
You don't have to unless you want to. I won't tell you to watch them, but
okay. Um, I need to read the Yu-Gi-Oh manga.
yeah, the original manga is really quick. It's like
Manga.
50, 60 chapters. And then Duelist is like 200 and something chapters, but like Duelist is literally what the anime is. So there's the anime is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist, Capsule Monsters, and then Millennium World. Those mangas are the anime. But I mean, they
Okay.
did make the season 0, as it's referred to, is like the original manga adaptation into the anime, which I've never seen. It's not like streaming anywhere, so I gotta find it illegally probably. But
Right. Shh. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if there's any like last things I want to say about. And it doesn't have to be the last thing necessarily, but yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is sick. You're right though in the whole thing that like a lot of animes have that same similar like story arc about like
yeah, well, it's a lot of just like I watch a lot of shonen, a lot of like attacking stuff, like a lot of
what
fighting
does
anime.
shonen mean?
Shonen is just like for boys. It's like all the cool like fighting, beat downs, like Demon
Oh,
Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Assassination Classroom might be a shonen, but it's also kind of
is
different. Assassination Classroom
Naruto?
is really good. Naruto's like king of shonen for sure. One
Okay.
Piece shonen, yeah.
Okay. You didn't watch One Piece, did you?
No, 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 no. It's so long.
Yeah, I heard it's impossible to catch up if you wanted
Yeah,
to.
it's like 1,000 episodes. It's crazy. I have friends who are like attempting. They're on episodes like 200. I'm like, good fucking
How
luck.
long is
Like
each
I'm not even gonna
episode?
attempt it. Like 20 minutes, 22 minutes probably.
Dude, 1,000?
Yeah, I think they're at like just under 1,000. Look it up. They might be at over 1,000.
Okay, because now I'm gonna calculate just real quick.
973 episodes.
973 episodes, assuming 20 minutes each. 19,460 minutes. 324 hours. 2 weeks. 2 weeks time.
Okay, it can be done.
It could,
Take a long ass time,
could be
but
done.
yeah, that's crazy.
Wow. But yeah. Um yeah. Sorry, now I'm
Yeah.
laughing because I had stories from dude when Yu-Gi-Oh first came out. Uh, I didn't have any cards, so I was a piece of shit, and I stole like 3 cards.
That's
And people were like, "Hey, like, Christian's a piece of shit because he stole these cards." And then that was in one instance though, and so I was branded as the bandit. And then
wow.
Alec
You're
Meyer,
Bandit Keith.
I was Bandit Keith.
You're Bandit Keith. Piece of shit.
So yeah, I was Bandit Keith full on, and then Alec Meyer bought his raw. He actually had a raw card as a first grader in a card holder, and then like remember like there used to be like those little pouches in our like behind our seats. Maybe you didn't have these in your class.
I didn't have those, no, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay, it's like a clear pocket you just put stuff in. So like the only thing in his pocket was that card in a card sleeve. So it was asking to get like a lick hit.
I don't condone stealing Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but
Right, but in first grade, yeah. So anyway,
but I mean, if somebody just leaves it out, I mean, come on.
Right. So we go for recess. We come back and the card's not there. So of course Alec Meyer comes over to me. He's like, "Hey, Christian stole my fucking card." And I was like, "I actually didn't." So Alec and I didn't talk.
Did you really not?
I really didn't.
Oh damn.
No, I can admit to every other case that I stole Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but that was why it was so painful to me. Because I'm like, dude, I
really
actually
didn't
did it
this time. That's fucked up. I remember. I think I'm not gonna name names. I don't remember exactly who it was, but I had a summon skull, and I was like, I traded it to somebody for something, but I told them I was like, they were like, "That's summon skull," and I was like, No, this is Exodia, but it's summon skull in Japan. This is a Japanese card, and they were like, "You're right. That makes a lot of sense."
Shit.
And I was like, "Trade." Summon skull's a sick card. Like,
It is a sick card. I think I still have one or two.
Yeah, I do not, but I need to get. I want too much stuff. I don't have.
I'm about to go to Target
buy
tomorrow and just buy more cards. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, the issue is going to Target. Like I bought packs and I get all those like link monsters, and I'm like, I don't know.
So they don't have any OG packs.
No, it's hard to find. I mean, you can get them on like if you want like an OG like first edition like Yu-Gi Pokemon pack, thousands of dollars. If you want like a Legend of the Blue Eyes pack, $15, $20.
Wow.
Not too crazy, but like I don't want to pay that much for a pack that I'm gonna open and get shitty cards because they're shitty cards. But like I do want them. Yeah, I want them because like of the nostalgia.
Can you even get Blue Eyes out of those packs?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty positive, yes, because those are like the super rare ones. I'm gonna look it up. Legend LOD Blue Eyes.
I don't know, cause I opened up a lot of those packs in my days, and I never got any like cards that I was like, oh wow.
I can't spell eyes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's numbered LOB001, and that would have been Legend of the Blue Eyes. Yeah, normal market price for one of those is $158.20.
Wow.
But you can get like you can get played ones, damaged ones that are $35. That's crazy.
L.
Yeah, but that's why I have do a little flexing of the.
That is sick.
That Blue Eyes right there, that PCK001 from this game, Power of Chaos. That's a rare card. That's an expensive Blue Eyes right there.
Because that version only comes from that game.
Yeah, so it's a promo card. So like the I don't know if you can see, but like where my finger is, those letters and numbers, it says PCK001. It's on like every Yu-Gi-Oh card. That just means like what it's from. So like the Legend of the Blue Eyes pack, all those cards say LOD001. So the Legend of the Blue Eyes.
Okay. Do you remember that the Yu-Gi-Oh movie that came out when we were like in?
Yeah.
That was I think it was the Yu-Gi-Oh GX.
Light or something.
Yeah, so there was a promo card. Hang on, Yu-Gi-Oh movie promo.
Yeah, the Sphinx. Are you talking about the Sphinx cards? Because those were sick. I had all those. Don't know what happened to them. I wonder how much those are worth now. Holy shit.
Thenan the Great Sphinx. This is only 9 cents. Okay, so that's interesting because I was like, this promo card. Maybe it wasn't though.
Oh yeah,
Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. You remember Blue Eyes Shining Dragon? That wasn't the promo card though. Oh wait, no, there was like 4 of them. Hold up, we're gonna find.
Yeah, there was a few. I feel like one of them there was like a Karibo. There was like a promotional Karibo.
There was a Karibo card and it was sick. Okay, yeah, the
People
one.
are gonna watch this podcast and be like, "Stop talking about fucking Yu-Gi-Oh."
Dude, I will tell you that I've actually like every single time I started a conversation about Yu-Gi-Oh or mentioned Yu-Gi-Oh, people actually tell me. Like the most unsuspecting people tell me that like they're like huge fans. Like they go on about like
everybody. That's what I was I was just telling you that I was talking to my roommate about it, and they Like I ended up showing them the first episode, but like they literally, I was like talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, and they're like, "Yeah, I've never seen it. Like, what's it really about?" And I was like, "Do you want to get into this?" And they were like, "Yeah, go off." And I went off for like 45 minutes
Good.
about just like Yu-Gi-Oh. I got out my deck. I showed them everything. I was like, "Yeah, this is how you play the game. The game is actually differently played in real life than it is in the anime. And in the anime, they change the rules like every time, so
Yeah,
it's all different."
that's true. But yeah,
But
no, Karibo was sick. The Karibo level 10 card.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, we're just
Yeah. So I wish I still had all my cards from like when we were in high school, but I don't.
yeah.
Some of them, but just not all of them.
Um, dude. Oh, I just remembered. Okay, another Pioneer story when we played Yu-Gi-Oh over Connect.
Oh yeah, I think about that all the
Cameras.
time. And
Really?
I think about how easy it was to cheat. I didn't, but I always felt like you did. I'm not saying you did, but I
How
was like, you
how
probably
was he able to cheat?
no, because it was like you could have just done something off screen. I'm not saying you did, but in my mind, I was like,
Oh, I know. I didn't even think about that.
Christian could be cheating.
Fuck
Like if
you.
you play Dragon Capture Draw like off the bat, I'm like, you piece of shit. You had that up your sleeve.
Okay, well that would be suspicious. And with my history of being mad at Keith, I wouldn't put it past you.
Yeah, piece of shit.
God damn it. Okay, well shit. Now I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna think about Yu-Gi-Oh. The promo clip for this podcast is gonna be about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Hell
You
yeah.
best believe,
Has
dude. In the thumbnail, it's gonna be about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
If you would have any character from Yu-Gi-Oh in the thumbnail with you, what would it be?
That's tough.
I was gonna say Joey, maybe.
Yeah, I want it to be Joey, but I want to pick somebody a little different. Like, damn, who? I don't know. I mean, Joey's sick, but like, I don't know. I'd say Mai from the manga. She looks cooler, but
Okay, it's not in color, is it?
no, you can probably find colored panels though. Probably figure it out. Or
Okay,
Merrick. Merrick's fucking sick. I
Merrick is
hated
sick.
Merrick as a kid, but like rewatching it, I'm like, no, Merrick is fucking cool.
He is
Odeon,
cool.
dude, Odeon. Put Odeon in there. Odeon's
Okay,
the man
okay. I'm gonna write
with
it
his
down.
like face tattoos. Odeon's sick. Odeon and Merrick.
Okay.
Put some Battle City boys in there.
Battle City Boys.
Yeah.
Facts. Okay. Um. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be on a Yu-Gi-Oh tip, but I have to watch Rogue One first before I get into that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we've been talking, and it literally feels like we've been talking for 10 minutes, but it's
it's been like
midnight
2
here.
hours.
It's been 2
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So, this has been a
Oops.
blast.
Hell yeah.
So
I do like how all your podcasts are like kind of like self-help stuff, people talking about, and we're just like nostalgia.
yeah, no, I mean this is
Just talk about
okay.
stuff we liked as a kid.
I will say that Ethan and I had a podcast,
I need to
and
listen to that one. I've been meaning to.
it
I love
was seriously a blast. And it was sort of, I think the only reason why I was able to have this podcast, because this is a blast, like literally a bunch of fun. I mean, I do have a bunch of fun with the self-help stuff, but a lot of times it feels like forced in some capacity. Like it feels like I lob questions that like I'm framing them in a certain way where like you sort of have to, but it's like when we have conversations like this, you can say whatever, like you can have your conversations about Jar Jar Binks, and like that's cool shit.
Yeah.
It's like I couldn't have framed that
Jar
for
Jar
you.
Binks to Dragon Capture Jar, real quick.
Yeah, exactly. So but Ethan's podcast is that like we talked about fucking John Mulaney for like 10 minutes, and then like we talked about like some super serious thing. Then we talked about UFOs, and it was cool. So these, I mean, I'm guessing that you had a blast, and I had a blast our first time through. But like
Hell yeah.
this is gonna be a little bit more niche, but that's totally fine. I
Hell
had a
yeah.
blast. I think people who like Yu-Gi-Oh, and Kurt, besides
hope
the
so.
Kurt, besides the your
Sorry, I forgot
total
about
neglect
Frieza.
with Frieza, I knew that.
Yeah.
Can't believe that you didn't. Dude.
Yeah, I just forgot.
But yeah.
I love Dragon Ball, I swear.
But hell yeah. If you want to plug your social media account, you can do that at this very moment. If not,
Chop Cosby, no spaces, on pretty much everything. Everything where I want people to find me. Chop Cosby.
All right. Well, hey man. It's been a blast.
Of course,
If you made it this far, thanks for watching.